Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome on in. Welcome on in to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. My name is Coinstamp, and I am your tour guide today. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to thank all of our lovely contributors during this month's cycle. I'll go ahead and do that here. And we can play the camera minigame at the same time. Isn't that neat? I should probably also say that the 3 minutes I have are the 3 minutes to finish getting ready before the stream starts. So just, if you're wondering why I'm not there, that's why. That said, while I do not have any Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, or one-off contributors, I would like to thank people who have used those mediums in the past to chuck some change at me. But I would like to take the opportunity to thank Mr. Rasby the Player, who has been continuing to purchase or maintain a Coffee Valkyrie tier membership. Please enjoy all the benefits that come along with that, good sir. If you guys want your names on these placards, and, you know, the corresponding benefits that also come along with them, please do consider, checking out my link tree and checking out Patreon or Coffee. Those are the easiest ways to do that. If you decide to do this through a $2 donation or more, or, I said, or a $2 donation. But if you want to pay through Twitch, know that you're supporting Twitch as well. And that is a minimum of $6 a month, or your free Prime Gaming available through your Amazon Prime account. You get one for free each month, non-renewable. Let's go ahead and do the recap. But before that, let's catch up with our lovely audience. Let's see. I'll start with YouTube, because I think I caught a message out of the corner of my eye while I was getting ready in here. Welcome back, Sonam Yangzom 527. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Let's see. They say, hi, going to the Yiga hideout with the banana. Yeah, the thumbnail should give it right away. I'm not doing it immediately. We need to do the other caves in the area, but the shrine for that hideout is technically in this region, so we're doing it, technically. And then moving over to the purple app, we have... Oh, let me make sure I get this correct. Welcome on in, Mr. Jason. Good to see you, good sir. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Mr. Jason says, waits for Mr. User 11 to say first. I get the feeling they're a bit dispirited on that, considering the Wi-Fi situation for them and everything. I just get the feeling they're not going to be around nearly as much, because it is very disconcerting when you can't watch a stream because it's being interrupted by crappy internet every 5 minutes. I would eventually stop doing it too. Mr. Jason says, greetings, Mr. Coin. Good sir. How do you do today? I am doing all right. Got a nice bevy. Good old sweet tea. A true Southern staple. A true Southern staple. But, other than that, I'm okay. You know, I'm already dolled up and ready to go for tonight. I would cut to the camera, but I have logos that I really should not be displaying on the screen right now. This is okay because the logo was kind of cut out of view. I can't even like shrug my shoulder to show it if I wanted to. But people are going to have to take my word for it when I say I'm dolled up. Mr. Jason says, you had a joke opportunity aligned perfectly today, Mr. Coin. Chef's kiss. Oh. Mr. Jason then goes on to say, your friend Twilight Blitz, known by me as Mr. Blitz, was streaming Grand Theft Auto 5 online earlier today. Interesting. And his character, for some reason, looks like Michael Jackson. So I guess that you were a smooth criminal. Oh my god. Already. So it was an observation there, and it's a joke here. Oh, or I mean it's both, but it works. It just works. TM trademark. Original quote. Do not steal. Anyway, let's do a recap of what happened last time. I do not have any off-camera shenanigans to report. We're good there. Last time, we spent an hour in the depths cleaning up pretty much most of what I had marked off. There's like one or two things left here, but we can leave that for much later. No worries there. Then after that, after we went into the depths for an hour, we came back out here and pretty much managed to just barely clear all of the Korok seeds in time. We now have a grand total of 64 left. I will also say that there are... Oh, have I not? Hold on. Why are these back? I need to double check something real quick. Where is this? It is over here. Because it's saying I got 3 I didn't mark. I could definitely swear that I have marked these. I just didn't mark them off my map. Mr. Jason says, indeed. Like jokes about lifts and elevators, it works on so many levels. Too true. Mr. Jason says, but yeah, you understand the situation with the amazing Mr. User 11. That would be quite disheartening, but at least they are still, like everyone else, first in our hearts. Too true, and they do still stop by, just, they don't stay long, and that's sad. Sunam Yangzom says, fuse a banana in the Yiga hideout and you are officially a monster by the Yiga. I see. Is that the... Yeah, okay. I just forgot to mark these on my map. False alarm. Okay, so we have, I think, 2 in... Yeah, we have 2 in... Oh, did we not mark another one? Which one did we not get? Hold on. This is a great time to check for cleanup. I'm pretty sure we got everything out of all the sky regions. I've been thorough every time I've stepped into sky. Any other frisky Korok icons feel like not showing themselves today? I guess this is just a good time to, like, double check these things. Okay. Now that I've done that, okay, I can now actually say that we have 2 more left in Gerudo Canyon Sky. Then, when we actually go into that region after we do the phenomena there, we have, it'll be 62. Well, there are 62 Koroks left. I can actually just tell you how many are in a region, which is fantastic. Okay. Well, I mean, since we're going to the test hideout, Sunam Yangzom, I guess we can try the whole fusing a banana to something theory, and just see what happens. But I want to get us on the road, so why don't we start by going to some caves? We technically went into one earlier. That's over there. We're gonna head to the next couple of caves. This place has no wells to speak of, just caves. So our time here might be pretty darn short, and in which case we may go over to that one area in the depths that I'd marked. Check it out. and then figure out what else to do from there. It may be an upgrade a bunch of stuff, do a bunch of side quests day as well. Mr. Jason says at some point your friend and colleague Carly may show up too, Mr. Wayne. Indeed. If she does, great. If not, okay. Mr. Jason says once you found all of those wells, all's well that ends well. Truly an amazing spinster. All right, so we're gonna mark these wells. If you guys want to follow along as we find all the locations, grab all the Korok seeds and so on, please feel free to type in !TOTK MAP, or if you're on YouTube, it'll be *TOTK MAP. Am I not looking at the right one? Oh, it's like kind of like here. It should be visible once we get a bit closer to it. But typing in those commands, which are also available on, they're available in my Discord channel, or Discord server, specifically in the commands channel, will be the commands you were looking for. All of them are specified there at all times. Please, 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 please use that to your benefit. I worked pretty bloody hard on that server, and I know the features inside are useful to at least some people. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, parents in the run-up to Christmas. Oh, my. Do you know if everything has been sorted yet? Parents on Boxing Day breathes a sigh of relief. No more BS for almost another year now. Yeah, that is Christmas for you. Sonam Yangzom says we get Koroks for the poop, but if the Korok has constipation, well, I mean, then you get either a fart or you get diarrhea. Take your pick. One of those two things. Are there really not that many caves in this region? Wow, we might even be done faster than I realize. I thought there were at least a couple more. Most of them are... Okay, well, this one here, and then we have that one there. Most of them are in the canyon. Yeah, that's... There was this cave here. Yeah, I forgot. We had to go into this cave. So we've technically been into 2 of the, 5 caves in this region already. Interesting. Then we just have the chasm holes that we could also check out. One's there, and another one. Oh, there are 3. Okay. There's another one. Yes, we know you can't put a pin here. That's fine. I'll just put a pin somewhere else. Mr. Jason says, one band sang a song called I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day. Most of the world's population. No thanks. Christmas is a fine enough holiday. I mean, it is a co-opting of Yule, and Yule's about a festive spirit, but that is what it is. Okay, so we're gonna put on the right gear. And what is the right gear? That's this. Followed by some cold resist. We should have what we need here. So, anyone got any Christmas plans this time of year? You don't need to get super specific or anything. And by you, I mean like my lovely audience. I'm mostly gonna have a quiet Christmas this year. I'm intending to just take things easy. You know, next year is gonna be rough. You know, 2025 is just the season that never really stops giving in terms of suffering and despair. So if I could have nothing happen on Christmas, I will be a relatively happy person. Now, what the heck is all this? Well, I can see that we need to use a lightning, like some sort of lightning to open this. What I don't know if there's anything else that serves as a requirement. Mr. Jason says, at least in terms of the inevitable expense, I'm glad it's only once a year. Ah, the spirit of Christmas is forever, my friend. Absolutely forever. There are people that have it in July, you know. As the, Hello, Mr. Bubble Frog. Nice of you to make some noise. I could have totally walked by past that one if he had just remained quiet the whole time. Okay. Interesting. So... got the bubble frog. I'm gonna try shooting some thunder into this, or like some sort of electricity. Let's try it again, but like here. Huh. Can't grab that. I'm thinking there's a specific power that we need to have yet. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, can confirm with the minimal amount of spoilers this cave I feel may require the sage, but you could be wrong. I think you're right. I see the ornate like motif here, so I think you're probably correct. Instead, what I'll do is I will put a star here, and then we can go back and skydive to the next location. You just wanted to give me some sage advice. Sorry, I was taking a drink first, or you would have gotten it a tiny bit more on time. All right. I feel like today is going to be either super short, or by super short, I don't mean less than 4 hours. I mean, we may be spending entirely less than 4 hours doing required things. Hello, Zelda. I'm not ready to deal with you quite yet. I want to, but trust, it's going to be so much sweeter if we do this when the game tells us to go do it, as opposed to doing it now, spoiling, and then figuring out later why X or Y happened. Mr. Jason says, be careful with the light spoilers, Mr. Coin. Oh my god. The deluge of jokes begins. Truly. If you guys like spinsters and comedians, purveyors of dad jokes and all things comically funny, you will like my audience. I'm happy and really, really fortunate that I've cultivated this audience over this like year. I truly was just never expecting it. I'm gonna be completely real with everyone. I just wasn't expecting it. Is there a hole? Did I miss a hole? Or is it like way down here? Ah! Very well. Okay. Yeah, I truly would not have had... I would still be streaming alone. I wouldn't have many of the great features that everyone has suggested over the course of this year. We wouldn't have had the jokes and puns counter. We wouldn't have had the check-ins. We wouldn't have had so many things. So many things. In fact, in preparation, I'm going to go ahead and staple a banana to this. For funsies. Mr. Jason says, I've only been here a few months, or they've only been here a few months as well, but it does feel like a year, doesn't it? Ah, 4 months, 25 days, and 10 hours. Uh-oh. Follow age is spitting out things twice. Okay. What I'm trying to figure out is why. So, like, I'm sending you something, and then the bot is sending you something. I will attempt to make a note of that. I will make a note of that and try to fix that during break if at all possible. It could be that there are just two different places issuing the same command and I need to shut one of them off. We'll see. Okay, but for now we can put away the banana pole. Do. Sorry. I saw the banana. I could not help but make the reference myself. Unfortunately, I only know the banana phone line. What's up, Mr. Jason? Interesting. A Gerudo spear with a decayed blade that is designed to draw force to its tip. Attaching material greatly enhances the material's power, but doesn't add as much durability. Interesting. So the Gerudo spear is really, really powerful. No, that is the treasure chest. Thank you. Mr. Jason says, with that weapon you have just made, you're in pole position to storm the Yiga base. Nice. Okay. Got that taken care of. A pole position, everyone's favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card. At pole position, I'm not a huge Yu-Gi-Oh I was about to say Yu-Gi-Oh! The Gathering. That would be awful. That would be an incredibly horrendous fusion of card game systems. I'm not a huge fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! I enjoy the game well enough. I don't play it, but oh no, that was meant to be a joke. You got it. There we go. Like I was saying, pole position is a card that is I won't bog people down with like the details of what it does. I don't think it's that important. But what I know that it does do that is really cool is in simulation software, because pole position is known to create a lot of infinite loops, because it is known to do that, the cards will quite literally dance on the screen. And so, oh, you've got to be joking me. I guess that's not a joke, but like... Well, Aylin, this one's for you. Oh. If you happen to be watching this later. Let's get geared up for war. Oh, careful. Let's see. Oh, it's this right here. That's all of them? All right, which Phantom Ganon are we dealing with? Ah, the sword user. Come on, Yunobo, you could come out with me, at least for right now. Ow, painful. Mr. Jason says, pole position is the most advantageous starting spot in a race. Oh, like where the, yeah, like basically where the first place position would be. That's the jokes basis, Mr. Coin. Understood. Gotcha. throw that away. I definitely wanted one of those bows, so I'm glad I got it. And now we can keep things moving. It's nice that we bumped into Phantom Ganon here. I was really struggling with weaponry. I say struggling. I've got like, I guess I only have 4 missing slots, but one of them is, you know, taken up by a banana pole, which is like not great for the purposes of it's not great for the purposes of combat. I don't want to be bringing in a banana pole to the Yiga clan hideout. Well, okay. No. I don't want to bring it into a fight with a boss or something. I certainly want to be... I wouldn't want to, you know, be tripped up by my own peel, so to speak.
Sure, Jan.
Mr. Jason says you have to be bananas to make a weapon like that. Too true. Okay, well, first, we've not, where was this cave at? Wait, I'm sorry, is this just like a... Oh, no, it's here, the Tamia River downstream cave. Okay. I was like, wait, what? Go ahead and do this. Ah, nice. My bombs don't immediately cook things in here. And, the powers of observation have paid off. What do we have here? Myths abound about, myths abound about armored phantoms that terrorized brave heroes. This piece looks just like the armor they supposedly wore. It's a rather rare find. So if I look down here, we have the helmet, the armor, but we don't have the legs, I presume. I think that'll be a forthcoming thing, truly. Nice. So we just need to find the bubble frog, and then we're probably good to get out of here. And our bubble frog friend is probably right over here somewhere. That would be my guess. Oh. No, we literally just went in the opposite direction. Mr. Coins, or Mr. Jason says, "Oh, Mr. Coin, you've purchased both of your nieces one of the gingerbread house kits?" Oh, I hope they enjoy that. You know, and they get to eat the gingerbread house and it doesn't just sit there and, you know, go stale. My sibling and I used to get like gingerbread house kits every so often. My brain is not braining today. And my sibling and I would often have to wait in order to eat it, and by the time that we were permitted to do so, it was usually really stale. Like you shouldn't eat it when it's super stale. Also, sometimes the gingerbread house kits had entirely less than the necessary amount of materials. Like here in the States, I don't know how it is in the UK or elsewhere, but gingerbread house kits here in the States sometimes just only come with like the gingerbread pieces and like the frosting, and you're expected to buy everything else that's shown on the cover but they haven't, like, bothered to put into the case. It's meant to get you to buy a lot of stuff, unfortunately. Okay, I do need to figure out where this bubble frog is. There are still some places in here we've not been yet, so we can keep going for a bit. Interesting. Okay. This bubble frog, I feel, might take us a bit longer to find than I would like. Mr. Jason says, Mr. Coin, the stream may get a little crunchy, but this is the exact product. Ooh, that is a nice looking gingerbread house. Now, the ability for everyone to, of course, decorate in exactly that way is going to, well, come down to technique, and if anyone's helping the nieces out with making the gingerbread house. But yeah, it looks good. It's a nice photo anyway. Okay, is this one of those ascend through the earth and, like, find a room, or... Mr. Jason says you won't help them out. You've bought it. Fair. You'll offer to help them eat it, though. That is code for do not involve... Usually when my sibling and I heard that with an extra third person, they were like, nope, they'll eat whatever we... they'll eat whatever we're using to build, like, help build, quote unquote. They won't actually help out. We'll find pieces that are missing and not understand why until way after the fact. Eventually, though, gingerbread houses became a bit expensive. Stop buying them. Where on earth is this bubble frog? Am I just, like, stupid? Did I, like, roll off of the stupid train? Is there a hole I missed? Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna lock in and see if I can't find what I'm looking for here. So, Mr. Jason says, those people that you've watched play Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Mr. Coin, did their miles vary? So, the beginning isn't a great showing for Mackenzie, but really after the initial section, the only time he'll talk to you is if you talk to him back. The most they could ding him on, other than being a very nervous, like, wreck sort of a person, and that's not really something I would ding an NPC for, because that might be part of the character. Instead, what I would say there is, with the most I'll ding him on is sometimes he'll say something, he'll do the Phi thing, like he has pulled that one, like in the footage that I've seen, where the game will like explain it to you, and then Miles will basically say the exact same thing, just in different, more human words, as opposed to less technical game words. Aha! Gotcha. Mr. Jason says, I remember this bubble frog being a bit more difficult to find. No kidding. Although in this case, I think I'll chalk it up to I picked the wrong path first. And because I picked the wrong path first, well, you know, it was really only a matter of time before I started to have it. It was really only a matter of time before I went back and check that other path. And had I picked the path containing the bubble frog first, it would have been a get in, get out kind of deal. I hope the catering is good. The party is supposed to be about the veterans that are there at the establishment, and I agree. What I want to make sure of, and this is just for my own personal benefit, I would very much like to make sure that at least I'm not like taking single bites of food that is like not cooked well. Then I might just skip out. Last time the catering was pretty darn good. This year I get the feeling the pickings are going to be a bit more slim because of tariffs and everything. Like that, I can't stress enough just how much the greed of the current White House administration has really stymied everyone's purchasing power. And that's probably about as much as I want to say. I want to keep the month somewhat less political compared to usual. What's up, Mr. Coin? This is another product. Oh, a gingerbread train. Probably does not. Let's see. Kit includes spiced biscuit and gingerbread train parts. Good. Candy-coated chocolates and fruit gum shapes. Yeah, see, now that's what all you need is an egg and a piping bag. At least they tell you what it's supposed to require. Here in the States, that sort of thing is on the back of the box. You know, the side not facing the customer. And they're like, oh, great, this is what I'm looking for. Not realizing that, in fact, that you in fact need a piping bag. There are so many instances where my sibling and I have had a gingerbread house kit and have not had the necessary piping bag. It was absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Just could not be me. Ah, yes. We are getting to the 2 cave system that's down here. Cool. Okay, so this part should be... Yeah, the Toffee Hill Cave. There we go. Mr. Jason says you can make that, but you have to keep on track. Too true. Also, I keep forgetting to go and get the Seinfeld meme. I need to do that. I've even written it down. I have no excuses, other than individual mood or sheer laziness at this point. It can't be because I've forgotten. That's just not valid anymore. So what do we have here? This looks like a talus to me. Yep. What did I... Yep, that's exactly what I thought. Alright, let's gear up for battle. And... yeah, we'll get the luminous hammer. It would help if I had the right power equipped. I wish I could go back and rewind that. Oh, and it's got to be the big... Oh, never mind. No. Get up there, get up there, get up there. There we go. 3, 4, 6. There we go. Beautiful. Fantastic. a rare ore stone talus with diamonds. I sorely need these. And I know exactly what I'm doing. This gloom sword is getting a rare stone talus heart on it. Beautiful. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, this just reminded you of something. What's up? Okay, so this looks like it was just for the talus, so that means our bubble frog is likely over here somewhere. Because I know our shrine's not in this cave. Mr. Jason says, when last you played, you took out a stone talus in 3 smacks with your weakest Lionel weapon. You know, but bud, I got a job for you. Yeah, you have told me that before. Not that precise thing, but just your Lionel weapons being quite strong. Yeah, I'd like to get to a point where I could take these things out in 3 smacks. I know I need a silver Lionel horn. I'm pretty... yeah, a horn. Not like a sword horn. And, no, for a talus, you need a mace horn. That's right. You need a mace horn. And then, given what I've just learned, you probably want like a pristine Gerudo claymore or something along those lines. I think so, because there's the scimitar, there's the spear, and then there's the two-handed version. Yes, video game, I know. We're there's a shrine underneath here. We're not ready for it yet. We gotta put on the correct clothes first. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, in less than 4 days, you would have had 260 Advent calendar chocolates. Nice. I believe you showed me the Advent calendar you had gotten. It's just like a bog standard, it's bog standard chocolates, right? Nothing special about it? Ah, yes. Your Yiga clan, huh? Alright, come in. This is real, right? Yiga Blade Master Station. Is there no one capable? Oh. This is the Yiga Blade Master Station. It is where Yiga Blade Masters are made and unmade. You brave the elements to take this first step that speaks well of your passion to become a Blade Master. But my exam is more rigorous still. Do you have it within you to succeed? Will you try and give it your all? Oh, wonderful. Well then, listen closely to my words. The test is unforgiving. This is what you must do. And before we do that, Mr. Jason says indeed just bog standard chocolates, or at least 12 of them. One is from Hotel Chocolat, of course. Although in the UK, bog standard is still very impressive. UK Cadbury's, yeah, that Cadbury's a good brand. Cadbury's pretty good in the States too, where we can get it. Although I believe Cadbury is a Canadian brand. Their factories are Canadian in origin. I could be incorrect about my history, but I'm fairly sure I remember Cadbury being a Canadian thing. Like a huge Canadian thing. This is what you must do. Oh. In Gerudo Canyon, there are 5 frog statues with the identifying marks of the Yiga clan. I will reveal the locations. Oh. What you must do is travel to the 5 frogs and make an offering of mighty bananas to each one. This harsh land will lash you mercilessly with its cold and heat. Your travels may prove your end, but if you succeed, I will name you a Blade Master. Furthermore, I will personally give you these mighty bananas. I have no more bananas to give for now. If you need more, a true Blade Master is expected to find their own. Now, let the test begin. The Yiga clan exam. Mr. Jason said it's odd. Cadbury's was originally British. Indeed. So if it was originally British, as you're saying it, I think I got what that apostrophe does to the word. I don't know. Maybe the Canadians just like it even more. I'm the grandson of a Scotswoman, so that should tell you everything you need to know about why I got that word. Mr. Jason says, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is quite the mighty task. Indeed. You accepted the Yiga clan Blade Master test. You must make an offering of mighty bananas at 5 of the Yiga clan marked frog statues in Gerudo Canyon, remaining locations. 5. All this for a shrine that is, quote unquote, technically not in this part of, that is not technically in this part of the map. I do like how I managed to, like, basically fool them. These Yiga clan are gonna be members are gonna be so mad when their favorite enemy swordsman to try to kill has become a Yiga Blade Master. Well, we got we might as well make sure we've logged that. Or I can mark this with a bright bloom seed, and then we can go find this one here. We were basically given all the supplies we needed for this, so we should just get it done. I want to not make a habit of doing this, though. This is like I believe the one single solitary quest where I am putting where I'm like doing things in a region I'm not supposed to be yet. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, did you know that the Yiga clan, that the Yiga Blade Master doesn't actually care if you take the uniform off once you've passed the test? Can you test that? I sure can. Also, I'm gonna have to take this off so I can get up the cliff with relative ease. That specific Yiga Blade Master, of course. Yeah, the other ones are like, huh? What the heck is this Yiga? What kind of banana is this Yiga Blade Master eating? That's Link. Kill him. I could just see that sort of exchange happening. Have you gone absolutely bananas? What is wrong with you? I'm sorry. Today is just gonna be bananas. The meme, the motion picture series, the sequel. So that's number 1. I'm gonna get up and see about these other other offering plates. Mr. Jason says, one Yiga foot soldier you remember says, you should dye your hair black to fit in more. Oh, do they all have black hair? They probably all have black hair. Is that just that is a random bloopy out in the wilderness. They all have black hair. If only I could do that. Man, why isn't hair dyeing a thing you could do? My goodness, give Link haircuts. That would be like great. That's like a great feature, a great quality of life cosmic thing. Instead, we have to settle for like mods, which Nintendo very much does not want people doing. So it's like stupendously unfortunate. What the heck? Where's his offering plate? Maybe it's down toward the... Oh, it's in the cave, isn't it? It's in the bloody cave. Of course it is. Of course it is. Yep. Mr. Jason says if Nintendo added that, I bet Sage would be dying to help you. He would be. He would be. Careful. These bananas could burn if I'm not precise. Okay, that's number 2. Oh! Get ready! We don't have long before the speeches and the advertisements begin. I don't have anything like that for YouTube, though. Luckily, there's a combined chat on the screen on the right-hand side. And it's nighttime. Shoot, I'm all out of cold stuff. What do I guess I'm putting on the pants? Yeah, I'm putting on the pants. Oh, I know what I could do. I could literally whip out a cook pot. I'm being super silly. This is like the time to use these. You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. I really appreciate everyone's time that they've spent here. It means the world to me. It would also mean the world if you could electrify my algorithm by following my Twitch channel, subscribing to my YouTube channel, liking the video and or streams on YouTube, and even leaving a comment. Doing all of those things ensures that when I zap your feeds with a live or a long-form content notification, you don't have to worry about missing any quality content. I thought I would just get some cooking done while that was playing. You guys really didn't miss out on anything. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on stream today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for sitting through that, stuffy automated advertisement. I know that that's not really something everyone wants to do, but I think it's way better than having me blab at you using slightly different words each time. About the shilling. It's just one nice automated message. That said, we do take commercial breaks around here at the top of the hour. Once the top of the hour hits, there'll be a 3-minute timer above my head. When that timer reaches 0, I will have returned from my desk, and we can get right back to the gaming, which is what we care about. I highly encourage everyone to, stretch, grab a snack, do whatever else have you, do whatever you need to do. And I promise you that the commercial break will be well and truly over before we know it. Mr. Jason says you may be the player, Mr. Coin, but Link wears the trousers or pants in this relationship. Too true. Mr. Jason says that you took Mr. Raspy's advice of reducing the usage of financially as well. Mr. Coin, thank you. Yeah, I do try. I do bear in mind everyone's suggestions. I don't think there's gonna be a bike up here. I think this is just gonna be game over. Let's see if I'm right. Because if I had known, I would have absolutely gone and put the bike a little bit closer to the cliff or cave entrance. Oh, also, if I'm not... Hello. Oh, that was Unobo. Oh, nice. This is here. Nice going, video game. I love object permanence. Doesn't everyone else? We all love object permanence around here. Let's get out of here. Yeah, I try not to use the same words multiple times. Sometimes I can't help it, but for the most part, especially if it's like I know it's a word people don't want to hear, you know, I'll try to find a different word, or even just to like make things less droll. I can be a relatively droll, boring individual. I'm chatty, but I'm not all that exciting. Then again, I have my lovely audience, so maybe I'm perhaps somewhat under or overselling that particular point there. Everyone has a circle of hell that they enjoy, is what I will probably say about that. Everyone's got a circle of hell that they're into, that they enjoy. I want to say it's down here, and in which case I need to, like, get back on the bike, get around to where that point is, and then stop using the bike and kind of drop down to it that way. At least climbing these is easy. Or I guess I should say it's somewhat easy anyway. But I'll see you guys after the commercial break. Sorry about that, everybody. Welcome back. Hopefully your commercial break was enjoyable, i.e. you found something you really wanted to do, because I know none of us here enjoy sitting through ads. That's really not fun. You might occasionally find a funny ad, though. Occasionally you'll find a funny one. But that's rare. That's the exception and not the norm. So what we want to do is like something like that. Okay. That's fine. We now know it's at least toward the bottom. What, 390 bananas down? 2 to go. Right there in that plate. Thank you very much. And then, you know, once we're done here, we'll just finish exploring the rest of the caves, get onto the depths. You know, do basically what we came here to do. I think I can finally show you guys something that I knew about for a while in the depth, but I could just never go to it because we were never in the right section of the map to do it. Now we can. And then after that, it might be time for the main story. Possibly. Oh, hello, Kilton. Or Colton, excuse me. I can't talk to you yet, though, buddy. We got a few more bubble frogs to collect first. Okay, so obviously it's not here. Instead, I feel as though it is probably underneath somewhere toward the bottom. It's probably not going to be on the surface like this. We'll see how right I am. This might be okay. Yeah, this is a cave entrance right here. We're just here to do the plate and get out. Basically. Wait, where was the Taffy Hill Cave? It was here. Did I not? Interesting. Oh, I know. It's probably because it's... No, it was here. Am I going to Lulu? I might be going to Lulu. Not gonna lie. Okay, we have a giant old quarry. And the offering plate is nowhere to be seen. It's probably under... Oh, it's literally there. Patience, coin, patience. Yes, just turn around. Hello. Are you happy to see me? Like. I bet you are. Nice. Yep, I figured that was probably gonna happen. Alright, let's get you out of here. Thank you, Sidon. I appreciate you blowing that up in my face. Love that for me. One, two. Gerudo Shield. The design of this metal shield has changed over time to match the Gerudo sword and shield fighting style. It's favored by the soldiers and travelers alike. Okay, we're gonna drop that. Pick that up and double check pictures. Yeah, that is a nice shield. Okay, as much as I want to go in here and like do the thing, we need to get the plate like out of here. Like that. Thank you, Sidon. All right, buddy, you made it up to me. Which is more than I can say for Unobo or even Tulin on occasion. Hello, user 11. Welcome in. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well in body and mind, and I hope you enjoy your stay. User 11 says, thank you very much for the check-in. Hello, Mr. Coin. Just came in to say hi. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see the live. Hope you're having fun. See ya. Thank you for stopping by, though. I really appreciate it, good sir. I hope to see you sooner rather than later, since you're on your way out. But, I am, in fact, having fun. Thank you for asking, or saying so. I am, in fact, having fun. I do hope to see you, when you can make it, of course. Do stay safe and take... User 11 says, just before you leave, what are we working on today? Yes, I'm glad you asked. We are in the midst of getting a shrine, and that shrine requires us to do the Yiga clan exam. And we are to find 5 altars of 5 offering plates and stick bananas on them. That's what we're there to do. And so far, it's been fairly easy, and it's also the only quest that I hope I never have to, like, step foot in an unmarked region again for. User 11 says, oh, you see? Good luck. See you tomorrow. Very well, User 11. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate your company, good sir. I do hope I get to see you sooner rather than later. Do rest well. But if not, for whatever reason, I don't see you again, do stay safe and take care of yourself out there. And with that, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Let's see, this is the last one. And there's no way this is where the offering... Oh, no. Actually, you know what? Yeah, the offering plate is here. Hold. That's the last one. You made offerings of mighty bananas at all 5 frog statues in Gerudo Canyon. That fulfills the conditions of the test. Return to the Yiga clan, or return to the Yiga Blade Master Station. Of course. That was in fact the plan pretty much the whole time. It'll be nice to go back into the Highlands though. I don't want to be here more than necessary. What I will do, however, before moving on, I'm not going to activate the tower yet. I'm not going to activate it yet, but what I am going to do is mark, let's say this location that I'm standing at right here. I want to collect... I'm going to collect the floating scales island, though, and we're going to place this particular medallion here so we can quickly get to it next time, assuming we don't do anything about it today. Okay, let's get back over to the Blade hideout. Now, I need to remind myself what Mr. Jason asked for a test. Take off the uniform once you've passed the test. Okay. Yeah. So after the quest is finished, we can come out a different person. We'll definitely test that. It's this one right here. It's a pretty nice place to have a hideout, if I do say so myself. I've always wanted to live inside of a, like, cliff face, or, like, be a little bit closer to nature than a house. I like a house well enough, but there's nothing quite like living... nothing quite like I've never experienced. I would like to sincerely cross off the live in a cliff dwelling, or like a pounded or molded earth home off my list. I'd like to do that. Yes, I'm Yiga Clan. Excellent. Finally, you've returned after making the necessary offerings. My intelligence sources have confirmed it. You passed the Blade Master exam. I have a reward for you for assuming the mantle of Blade Master. You are permitted to step into the inner sanctum. This reward is valuable and only found in the depths. You should know that it is a great honor to receive one. Pay no heed to the strange glowing ruins you may find inside. We haven't yet decided what to do about them. What's important is your hard work in overcoming the Blade Master exam. All glory to Master Koga. You passed the Yiga Clan Blade Master test after making offerings of mighty bananas at all of the required frog statues in Gerudo Canyon. See, we got a bunch of stuff for our effort. Some gemstones that I'm sure the Gerudo would be very pleased to have. 8-fold long blade. Ooh, a pristine one. A single-edged sword seldom seen in Hyrule. This weapon is passed down through the Sheikah tribe. When wielded by a prominent fighter, it cleaves wind and creates vacuum. Okay, first we step through here and find the bubble frog. Might as well do that so we don't have to return. I think that's fair. This is one cave I don't need to complete because we will have already done it. Okay. Swariwak Shrine. This is the last shrine for this area as well. See, it's already in here. Isn't that fantastic? I'm pretty sure this is a blessing shrine as well. Yay! What are we getting for our effort? A big battery. You know what? Worth it. That's a pretty rare reward. We've seen this too many times. We don't need to see it anymore. Da 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 da. Okay. Nice to have that done and over with. Now we can come back over. Actually, hold on. I don't know if that's all necessarily all the caves. We still have the Taffy Hill Cave, which we never actually went and found. So I need to, like, do that one first. Okay. Mr. Jason wanted to know if we can... It's up here? Yeah. Wanted to know, let's try wearing Sheikah armor. You know, the hated clan armor, and see what kind of difference that makes. Welcome back, Mr. Jason. We just got finished with the shrine. I feel like I know you from somewhere, but you're drawing a blank. But who you are is not important. The members of the Yiga clan should take care of the keep themselves presentable. You are now officially a Blade Master. Why not go visit the hideout to spread the good news? Remember, it's in Karusa Valley, north of Gerudo Town. For anyone else, I say that's quite a journey, but given what you're capable of, you'll be fine. Besides, it's important that the Yiga clan knows we have a new Blade Master to look up to. In before the proven lore is, Link takes over the Yiga clan, kicks out all the bad actors, takes the remaining Yiga clan members, and folds them back into the Sheikah tribe. And before something like that happens. Okay, so... that is the Blade Master Station. The cave I'm looking for is basically like up here. Let's see if I'm right. Mr. Jason says Link, the Yiga's shortest Blade Master. Indeed. Oh, it's literally this. It's literally just this cave. It's right here. I just never went into it. Let's fix that. Oh no, yes we did. What? Why did it unmark off the map? That's what I want to know. Why did it unmark? No wonder I was going delusional. It's because we've already completed the cave. All right. Now that little piece of business has sorted out, what caves do we even have left? It looks like we only have... Actually, we don't have a single solitary cave left. It's just chasms now. So that is going to be... Let's get the one over here. I'm going to change these pins to the correct colors. And then this one here. Can't put a pin there for some reason. I guess it's here. All right. Let's go. Mr. Jason says, I'm glad that task was not a tall order to complete. That was quite the setup, but a good one. I too am glad that, you know, the task did not take incredibly long to complete. We're going to come over, put on the correct gear. Once we, like, explore or, like, label each of the chasms, we can go into the depths, grab the light roots, and then I can kind of, I'll hopefully know what next course of action we're gonna take. Because I'm actually... What am I trying to say here? I forget just how, like, how minimal the Highlands actually are. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, you made a little discovery about the Pokemon Legends Z to A Mega Dimensions DLC. What's that? Okay, we have the Gerudo Summit Chasm. Mr. Jason says, well, I wouldn't get my character to wear it. You can actually unlock Lady Jason's dress. Ah. This is a deep hole. This is a super deep hole. We're just diving into the darkness. And the only light we got was that. Nice. This one we can just teleport over here. That's a deep truth, Mr. Coin. Too true. Too true. A deep truth and a darker mystery, eh? Oh, that's what this is. Cool, great. I don't think I'm gonna take the Blade Master's word though and go inside the clan hideout. I want to, but we'll probably end up getting a quest to deal with that. How deep is this chasm? How long before it opens up into the wonderful worldwide web of the abyss? Not yet, but I think we'll start out here. All right. Now let's go dive. Let's do this and go over to the really big fancy hole. Oh, isn't that where we did the I'm sorry, I'd be the only one that could even answer that right now. I think I remember that being the one near the Birida snow shelf, right? Yeah, the Birida lookout. Yeah, there was a little shrine that was like right here, and you did a quest where you had to stand. Oh yeah, you had to stand and shoot into the sun at a certain hour, and I believe that's how you got the shrine to open, if I'm remembering my Breath of the Wild correctly, which I very well could not be because it's been too long, number one, and two, lots of things have gone into the memory hole about Breath of the Wild, since this year playing Tears of the Kingdom. It hasn't quite been a year since we've played the game. It's been like 10 months. But, oh my goodness, is 10 months a long time to play a game? Like, just a single solitary game with nothing to break it up. I'm fine with this. I don't mind playing Breath of the Wild each week, or Tears of the Kingdom each week. I really don't mind. It's just one of those, you notice certain things as you continue to do those things. To dive in through here really shouldn't be super difficult. Yes, game, I know it is hot. I'm asking you not to inflict a quarter heart of damage to me, and we can finally move about our day. Oh, water. Riveting. We can delete that pin now, and we're going to let's see. Yep, these over here. Where do I want to start? Maybe here? Yeah, basically here. Let's do that. And then we'll kind of like move in a sweeping motion. Water surprise, eh, Mr. Coin? Okay, that's a good one, but water surprise. That's kind of that's a cheesy joke. It's a good one. It's a cheesy one though. Complete cheese. A super Gouda joke. Dang it.
Sure, Jan.
Oh God. I'm being very corny today. I'm kind of like trying to get myself into a good mood. Not that I think, the veteran support group function. I don't think it's gonna fail, and I don't want to, you know, manifest that into failing or anything. Just, hold on. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Here, there, 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 there. Okay, no, there are 6. There are 6. So this would be the last spot here. Okay. So we're going to go back over to the shrine next to the chasm, drop back down, grab that light root, build a bike, get on the road. We got things to do. Mr. Jason says, I heard that the Titus... I just heard that the Titus came in. Less cheesy. So it gets the light applause. I've not finished writing my rule set for the jokes yet, for like the laugh tracks, but I'll finish writing it soon enough, and then I'll start abiding by it. Right now, it's just kind of coins whimsy, or, you know, conditions that, like, make sense in the moment, but not too much of anything beyond that. But I like to get a more consistent rule set for this moving forward. Okay, it is bike time, followed by wear the appropriate garb time. And then we can just kind of go in order. Also, I guess I should probably move to the depths. Is there a... There doesn't look like there's a bargainer statue in this location. In fact, once we've revealed everything, I'm kind of curious as to whether or not we actually have all the bargainer statues. I don't think so, because the bargainer statues would talk about not having any more brethren defined, but I could be wrong. That over there is a thing to deal with later, kind of mapping as we're exploring. Just gonna fly up, but I've enjoyed the journey so far. I still can't believe we've come so far in what is essentially 10 months. Oh, Mr. Coin, Mr. Jason says, if you stream, you'll have a 35 stream streak here and a 55 stream streak in Mr. Blitz's channel. I intend on streaming, you know, unless something happens to me, and then, you know, mileage will definitely vary. Oh, I just realized I violated my own marking convention. It's fine. I like having scripts and routine. Helps with planning, but if stuff happens by surprise, it's not a big deal. Nice. This is a huge lake. You know, the place I expected to be full of lakes and, like, water is actually not too full of water at all. I mean, yes, there's, like, the part under Zora's domain, but, like, most of the stuff in Zora's, like, in Upland Zorana is mountains. It's mountains. It's more flat land. The water is down over here, which is really strange. Could be worse, I suppose, or even, you know, it could be all water. Imagine if the depths were entirely water. On one hand, I would probably not like that. On the other hand, why is there this spot here? Oh, that's why. Yep. Gonna not worry about that and instead just focus on the light roots that we have. Get us on the right map. I'm truly impressed by just how much time we've spent in this game. I bet parents take a good look at games like these and are like, these are great gifts for children because they keep them playing for a long time and out of my hair. I'm willing to bet that's one of the reasons parents like games like these, especially if they're, you know, coded for children or like young teenagers, don't really have offensive things in them. And like the topics that the topics that are covered. Ooh, also, you know what I just realized? There are two things we need to do, and we can actually go and do them now. That's this over here. We might as well get those since we're in that direction. Mr. Jason says they are great gifts for children. Koroks, traumatizing children since 2017. Standing ovation. Standing ovation. I mean, most children, if they're playing this game, are not usually going for 100% quite so vigorously. They're usually just playing the game first. They don't have a great... young children don't have a great concept of sitting down and forcing yourself to do things you may not necessarily want to do. They just don't do it. I didn't when I was a kid. It wasn't until I was like 13 or 15 that I started, you know, I was like, hey, why don't I actually complete this game? What stopped me from completing it? I didn't start asking myself stuff like that until after my World of Warcraft era started. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, there's a cushion that's available for pre-order on the My Nintendo Store UK in the shape of Samus's arm cannon. Who would want to sleep on that? I know it's a cushion, so like I got it. Great, cool, you know, fine. Still, that's not the kind of thing you like. How do I word this? That's not my first thought. Ah, yes, I would like to sleep on Samus Aran's, you know, great arm cannon. And instead, people are thinking that is, I did not, in fact, put a bright bloom seed on this. Let's try it again. There we go. Assets Nintendo Private F Auto. That's okay. Let's see if OBS knows what to do with this. It does not know what to do with this. Copy current address. Stream's getting kind of crunchy for a minute while I look at this. Yeah, okay, it worked here. It did not work elsewhere. That's funny. That's an arm pillow that you could literally stuff your arm into and then go to sleep on it. You do not want to do that, by the way. I am like a habitual arm sleeper. Let me tell you how not fun that is. You ever wake up with a numb arm before? I have. Your arms are not meant to handle the weight of your head, even doubly so if you're like a rotund person. You just don't do that. I've been trying to like break the cycle of sleeping on my arm and it hasn't, I can kind of do it. Mr. Jason says you kind of want to, but they're £37.99 each. Although that's not stopped you before. Yes, but all you're gonna do is put your arms in them and go to sleep. Which sounds fine, right? It is merch. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. Let's say you do buy it, right? Hold on, I feel a sneeze coming up. Sorry about that. I couldn't get the first one, but I made sure I got the second one. So let's say you buy two of them, right? Because that's the proposal here. You buy two of them, you sleep on them. What happens when you need one of your arms or your hands to do something? You can be like, oh wait, I gotta take off this silly I gotta take off these silly arm cannon pillows first before I do anything. Like that is not at all. That's an accident waiting to happen. It's fine in a non-strenuous scenario, but a fire breaks out or you need to like quickly open your door, and instead of having hands available, you got these dinky hand cannon things on top of them. Yeah, I could foresee bad things happening. Worse yet, let's say you instead of buying it for yourself, you give it to a bunch of children and they're like, ooh, sock 'em boppers at home. And they start punching each other with the arm cannons that are pillows. Well, the sock 'em boppers have, caps on the ends to cover your fists so that you're not getting a really super hard punch. You're not supposed to punch hard with them anyway, but, the impact is meant to be minimized. Someone delivering a full punch with an arm cannon pillow covering their arm, that's gonna hurt a lot. Not too tremendously much, but more than getting punched by a sock and bopper, which I have had the distinct pleasure and displeasure of dealing with. Yeah, no thank you. We're good here. I have zero interest in dealing with any of that. Mr. Jason says, although space in your room is at a premium already. Fair enough. Mr. Jason says, I mean, but pillow fights. Yes, pillow fights. We're gonna go out of our way. Come on, Unobo. We might as well do this while we're here. That's number one. We have to do all these anyway at some point. That's two. Oh, did I? No, I did. I did it correctly. Link, get up there, buddy. There we go. There's phase 2. Oh, and yeah, they just summon them very well. Okay, get up there. Three. There. Painless, damageless, not counting the gloom swings. Sword. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, on Halloween you got tricked. One of your pillows was filled with a type of grain. I found that it was pilau rice. Funny. Mr. Jason says, on a genuine note, you're surprised that Marbled Goma has a phase 2 in the depths as it doesn't really have a ceiling to run to. I am too. Of course, I kind of think At the... Oh, hell, double the attack. Double the attack. We got double the attack. That is hilarious. And if we can get a pristine one of these things, oh my god, we're in business. This is definitely boss fodder for a weapon. That is not being used at any other point. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, that 8-fold long blade is a special one. That it is. It's got a nice attack up 6, and it's pristine, too. Trust me, I intend on putting something on that bad boy. Probably before we deal with our next, temple boss. Or whatever it is. Whatever we're going to be dealing with. And we're going to kind of go from there. I'm going to mark this. I wish it were 300 of each stamp. Nintendo, this wasn't enough stamps. Give me, like, 600 of them. Or just let me place however many. Like, generate an infinite number of them. I don't care. Just more than 300. What, did they not think I would be marking everything? To, like, show my audience? Good God. I mean, in fairness to Nintendo, they don't really have to, you know, count for streamers in the first place. It's nice that some game developers do, in fact, do that, but it's not necessarily a requirement that they do that. Mr. Jason says, I'm sure over time that will unwrap the mysteries of the desert. Too true. I mean, we already unraveled the Gibdo, right? The only thing left is what was there from the previous game, and that's the Molduga, and that's only to confirm that, you know, the Molduga's there. Okay, you know, Bo Buddy, love ya, but you need to not be on my ship right now. I actually saw this design on, Hyrule, or on, what is it, Hyrule Works? Like the Works engineering website. You can literally see that over there, which I will put a pin on and then change to one of these. Cool. What was I saying? I just lost what it was. Mr. Jason says, when Yunobo weighs me down, you tend to feel tilted. Indeed, because that's usually what he's doing. That's usually what he's doing. Oh, right. No, there's this, like, Hoverbike Mark, like, 7 design that I found on the Hyrule Works site. Not Hyrule Engineering, not the subreddit, that, but like an actual bona fide engineering site. I believe if Mr. Jason types in !, works, like exactly, spelled exactly like that, there should be a nice little hyperlink to the site that I used to find that. It has like blueprints that you can find using Zelda notes. It's got like actual schematics, or ones that use schematics. It has some that include assembly videos. It's great. It's great. Love that. I could have swore that that was a Frox, but man, I'm thinking everything's a Frox or a Gliok or something else these days. Mr. Jason says, if you eat too much cane sugar, you might create a hyperlink. Too true. Too true. You might, in fact, create a hyperlink. No, and nobody wants that. He'll be bouncing off the walls, throwing bombs at people, breaking pots. Just all kinds of insane nonsense. And he'll be doing that like 10 times more if he's got a sugar high. You want to avoid that stuff. Okay, skip, skippity, skip, skip. Don't need any of that. Okay. So we have this here. I guess I can kind of ask this. Do you guys want me to wait until tomorrow to, like, let's say we get done with the depths here, and stuff. Do you guys want me to wait until tomorrow, to, like, head into the Gerudo Canyon proper? Like, that, like, the whole day is just story? Or do you want me to do that immediately? Mr. Jesus says bouncing off the wall, ramming bitches, jumping off of the wall, ramming bitches, throwing bombs. Yes. Throwing bombs, ramming bitches, throwing pots, ramming bitches. I mean, if he were doing that, he wouldn't have time to do any of the rest. Indeed. Exactly, Mr. Jason. Exactly all of that. I could go either way, with how things should proceed after we get these light routes. Mr. Jason says, and yes, for your question, you would say to wait until tomorrow, unless you're a little bit short on content today. We could find things to do. That's not really a problem. We go just like that. Because again, there are several places I could like take you guys in the depths. Seeing as how we actually already met the target for today's thumbnail. Which, speaking of, I hope you guys enjoyed that little thumbnail. Of course, I did not take the base picture. All the base pictures that I take, unless I state otherwise, come right from the Zelda fandom wiki, or zeldadungeon.net, or something similar. I just take those pictures, edit them, and go from there. I made a really subtle edit, apart from like changing the temperature and the temperature, sharpness, and slight coloring of today's thumbnail. Which, speaking of thumbnails, if you guys want to see that stuff ahead of time, all you gotta do is chuck some change at me. Patreon or Coffee is exactly where you can go to do that on the cheap. I pretty much have those out usually at least an hour ahead of time, if not 24 hours ahead of schedule. So it just kind of depends on what my week is looking like. But any kind of thumbnail I make in advance, whether it be for the stream series or any of the long-form content series that I'm still working on, that thumbnail will be coming in advance. I may also do that with a video essay as well. You know, make that available a day ahead of time for... I'm not 100% sure how I want to handle that yet. Because it would make a bigger splash on YouTube if I didn't do that. But on the other hand, I haven't really tossed my Coffee or Patreon audience much of a bone yet. I keep trying to, but I keep lacking the energy to do much, is like the underlying crux of the matter. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, news. Oh, I need to focus on driving. News outlets have received a preview of Animal Crossing New Horizons version 3.0 today, and it's nothing really new to what you saw in the original trailer. Oh, when you say news outlets, Mr. Jason, are we talking game journos, or like major, or like minor news outlets? Like, I don't know, I guess BBC would be like the British Broadcasting Company? Okay, so game journos, IGN, GVG, etc. That's what I thought was one of those. So nothing's changed between the preview and the trailer, which is fine. I mean, things don't have to change. In fact, that means you're getting exactly what you were promised in the trailer. The question is going to be... The question is moreover going to be, is what you found in the trailer acceptable? Mr. Jason says, there's one quote that I remember. You can't spell ignorant without IGN. Too true. Game journos are kind of... They're not scum of the earth. They're people too. But, they're not really paid to... They're not really paid to test the games and the capacity necessary to write their reviews on, is what I'm gonna say before we go into the commercial advertisement coming up here in just a moment or two. And while that is happening, I'm gonna mark one of the places that I'm going to have us check out. And we can fly literally on the way there. At least until the parts that fade in about specific graphics. I'll probably pause the game for those. You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. In the next 18...
I know I've already chatted away about you guys supporting me for free. You all being here is enough for me, but if you want to support my work further and more directly, I have a couple of easy options for you. Available to everyone through either Twitch or YouTube. You can check right under the Twitch video player in the About Me section or the bottom of the YouTube description. Once on the link tree, Patreon will have a piece-shaped logo, Coffee has a panel, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube have icons next to each other. My Instagram, Blue Sky page, and Discord server take up the remaining icons. Available only to those on Twitch are the other easy options. The bits purchases at the top banner on twitch.tv, spendable for any of the power-up rewards or as direct bits donations on Twitch, or the subscribe button near the chat panel. You'd take my heart out of its Faraday cage if you click on that Patreon or the coffee. But again, you guys simply being here is enough. Thanks for listening to that stuffy and boring explanation. Now, back to the content.
Thanks for sitting through that, guys. Really appreciate it. I do enjoy everyone's company today. At the top of the hour, we will be taking a commercial break. That we do take those around here mainly to mitigate pre-roll on Twitch so that people aren't sitting through pre-roll on the way in. It's a discoverability, you know, fourth wall, third wall type thing. It'll last for 3 minutes. It'll be above my head when that timer reaches 0. You know, I will have returned to my desk and we can pick right back up where we left off. I highly recommend and encourage everyone to take a break at the same time, grab a snack, get a drink, talk to a loved one, go stretch, do something, or don't do anything. Those are your 3 minutes, not mine. But I do recommend that you take a break along with me so that you don't miss any content. I structure things this way so there's no FOMO. People that want to sub to me can. People that want to, you know, go to Patreon or coffee for other benefits, they can do that. They shouldn't need to sub to get a complete viewing experience. I think that's really crappy and really subpar. The internet should not be worse cable. So I structure things this way on purpose, as much as I'm able to anyway. And that's really about all there is to it. Do whatever you want with those 3 minutes, really, but sooner and before you know it, the break will well and truly be over. Mr. Jason says you find it a bit funny. It cuts you off, Mr. Coin. That's kind of the point. I have it structured that way on purpose, just like what I said earlier. I structure it that way because it encourages me to not try to continue a conversation while the advertisements are up. It's a timing thing, more or less. Like, I either know to truncate the conversation appropriately before the, I guess it would now be the warning approaches, or, you know, I remember what we were talking about prior. I guess what I'm trying to, like, say is I am engaging in mental conditioning for myself. I am trying to mentally condition myself to do certain things. Mr. Jason says, you think that suggestion of yours helped us both more as well? Yeah, because we're not trying to, like, converse a minute before, you know, before the warning and the advertisement plays, right? We're not trying to converse during that. We're waiting for that to play out. Again, it's a timing thing. It's a smoothness thing. Things are smoother when there's a script, right? Something that I'm definitely sure fellow Spectrals will understand where I'm coming from on that. But with that said, we can talk more after the commercial break. Thank you so very much. See you guys then. Sorry about that, everybody. I am back. I think given Yeah, I think given, you know, how things have been going so far, I think it'll be better if we just wait. For we're gonna wait here a second. If we just wait and do the story tomorrow. Ooh, pushroom. Gotta go grab that before getting too comfy. What I want to avoid doing is subjecting you guys to farming. If I can at all help that, then that is exactly what I will do, is I will not subject you to farming. I don't think that's right. Especially, it would be different if you guys said, when we voted on this much earlier in the year, they were like, you guys said, yeah, you know, you could see you could definitely show us the farming, you know, everything on stream, then that would be fine. But that's not what we voted. Oh, that's not what you guys agreed to on the vote. You guys were like, don't show us that. That's I might show a snippet here or there. I guess I've technically kind of already broken that, but only when supplies were critical or I really needed something, then yeah, you know, that's different. Is that a... It is. We could actually... It's so nice to be able to do a flyby, like Mark. I can't tell you what kind of a quality of life that is. Breath of the Wild definitely is missing out on these quality of life features. Well, I see we have made it to the Bloopy Burrow. Just gonna fly over here, get this a little bit closer. We're going to go check out these bloopies. Look at all these bloopies. They're gonna hide? Looks like it. Okay, cool. Got a bunch of these little small, like, sub-burrows we could check out as well. You know, caves within the depth. That's always nice. Not really much to this. I thought this was going to be a bigger deal than it was. I guess it's not. That said, I do want to at least show us that, yeah, I knew about the Bloopy Burrow for a while. I just didn't, we could have technically come here because it was connected to the, it was connected to the Linder's Brow area. I just didn't want a chance spoiling things. The whole deal with Master Koga definitely changed a lot of how I handled things moving forward. It kind of forced me to break a lot of old Breath of the Wild habits. They didn't work as well for Tears of the Kingdom. And that's fine. Sometimes you learn that things are just different. Even though it's a sequel, it's not the same. Really, truly. So we have this giant underground tree that has managed to survive. Got a bunch of grand souls too. And I believe these renew on Blood Moon as well. So we could just come here and always find them. I wonder if we get anything here. I wonder if something happens here after we deal with all of the bubble frogs, because they became they were bloopies once. We've seen the mechanism for it and how it's changed. So I'm kind of wondering if you know, like the big giant, there's like a big giant bloopy spirit that arrives after we quote-unquote convert all the bubble frogs back. Things to know for the future. All right, what do we want to do next? might as well check that out. I'm pretty sure that's a Yiga clan stronghold. I must have said something not Satori. Yes, Mr. Jason, I did in fact mean the Satori. I swear my mouth is definitely not on the same page as my brain sometimes. Yeah, the thing that we've been, the creatures, the entities that we've been learning about from Colton and Kilton. In fact, I'm not great with names. What was the name again? Sonam Yangzom. Yeah, Sonam Yangzom, I think had mentioned something about them earlier. Oh, okay, that's fine. Just don't fall. That's all I ask. And you were about to, Hoverbike. You were about to. Never mind. Oh. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. It's not a complete disaster, and the hoverbike didn't break apart. I'll take it. Mr. Jason says you love the first character that you meet in Undertale. Mr. Coin, she proves to be a great tutorial. Oh my god. That is a good, but definitely a bit of a stretchy joke today. Sure, I count that accordingly. Yeah, I know of the Undertale, and I guess Deltarune. Although, Mr. Jason, I don't know what you know of Deltarune. Maybe you could tell me, though. Undertale and Deltarune they're built on the same engine, but are otherwise distinct games, right? There's no, there are, like, references to Undertale, but there are no, like, distinct attachments to it, right? These are totally separate games. You can evaluate them separately. Not wanting to deal with the frocks quite yet. I also don't care about this type of frocks. I want well, I might need the obsidian fangs, but I can farm that off camera. That's not a big deal. Also, I'm pretty sure this is just like a separate point of order. I actually think that Toriel is like the second character that you meet, if I am remembering my Undertale right. Spoilers, because Undertale fandom is rabid. I must declare spoilers. Anytime we talk about, like, Undertale and mention specific things, because even though it's not exactly a new game or anything, people still just do not want to hear spoilers, which is fair, but the Undertale fandom can be particularly rabid about that. All right, let's go. Not yet. Down there. Dang it. That's funny. Okay, let's go and grab that real quick. What schematic are you giving us? A video game? Dun da 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 da. A three-wheeler. Is that meant to be like a cart type thing? I think it is. Let's see if I have it right. Yeah, it is. It's a three-wheeled cart. That's kind of funny. Oh, also we need to go see the whole thing with the... Nice. Love that for me. I'm gonna grab that and bring you right over here. Let's see, maybe if I pull that a little closer, we can get on top of it and use it as a shortcut. Mr. Jason says, ironically, not so reliant as it kept tipping over. Oh, no, hang on. I missed one. Mr. Jason says, Mr. Coin, there was a three-wheeler car in the UK. It was called the Reliant Robin. Yeah, it was reliant on physics, playing nicely. The Reliant Robin. Too bad it probably also robbed people of, many of their, vehicle purchases. Mr. Jason says, ironically, not so reliant as it kept tipping over. Yeah, it wasn't balanced right. It was on 3 wheels. You can't have something like that balanced on 3 wheels unless it is a sufficiently narrow structure that's lightweight. A car is not a lightweight thing. Mr. Jason says your granddad used to have one? Really? Not that I don't believe that. Just a 3-wheeled car seems outlandish. So it's kind of hard to believe that. But if he truly did, there must be stories of how that thing has tipped over in a inopportune time. There's some kind of supply site for Zonai devices along the road. As we navigate the depths, this site is a lifesaver. Obviously, we need these devices to build transportation, but they take a beating when they bump around in the dark. I don't know what I'd do without the supply site to swap out broken materials. If whoever built the site wasn't long gone, I'd send a thank you note. Glory to Master Koga. Aw, they're nice enough to do that. See, they are considerate when they're not busy killing people or extorting the poor or, doing other things, I suppose. It's unfortunate that the Yiga clan do in fact do those things, and so we have to remind ourselves that they traded away their mortality when they sought to become Ganon's minions long ago. Mr. Jason says in the UK car show in a UK car show called Top Gear, and there's a scene where one of the hosts drove a Reliant Robin, and he kept tipping over, and random people on the street offered to help tip it back on its wheels. It's really funny. Wow, that's hilarious. Oh wait, is your car being floppy again, good sir? Here, let me just lift it up for you, and that. You'll be right as rain back on the open road. 15 minutes later, the car tips over again. And, rinse and repeat. Where is... Hold on. Okay, that's the 3-wheeler over there. Come on, where is... I came in here off of a flying vehicle. Where did it go? I'm not nuts. I know it's here. Mr. Jason says it's an entire 7-minute video on YouTube. Oh, that sounds like a great laugh. That's like watching the Three Stooges. That's like a super great laugh. Okay, maybe coming up here will help me find where I have left my car at, my hover bike. Yiga clan, are you okay over there? Nice. I don't think that Yiga clan member is all right at all. I watched them like turn into the corner. Oh my god, that is so good. Wait, they're stuck. They're stuck. Hold on. No, we gotta do this. I need to show you guys this, just so we can get a closer look at it. just need to move this. Really, I could go extra high as long as we can get into the top of this platform. You guys are gonna love this. Look at this thing. It's stuck. It is stuck on our little cart, our little hover bike. No wonder I couldn't find it. This fat three-wheel car covered it. That's hilarious. No wonder he looked like he was going crazy over there. It's because he was. He's trying to, like, he's like the Pikmin 2 water wraith. Just constantly, like, trying to, like, get on top of, or constantly try to crush whatever it's riding on top of. It's hilarious. I'm sorry. He's just, and it wouldn't be quite so bad if he weren't jostling in the seat. And he's just going up and down in the seat. It's funny. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm having too much. I'm having a conniption over this. Mr. Jason says that this wasn't a Nintendo game. I bet the car would have been marked on the map. Probably. I've played Watch Dogs, and your car and stuff is usually marked on the map. Mr. Jason says, oh yeah, that. Back in the day, people were scared of the water wraith. Well, it's always a sudden surprise at first. It always is a sudden surprise. It's not just on the map for you to find. It likes to drop in on your party of really vulnerable water Pikmin. Blue Pikmin, which of course, the only secret to defeating a Pikmin. I just love how he's like continuing to do this. It likes to rain on your parade. Oh my god, Mr. Coin. Too true. The water wraith does in fact like to rain on your parade. It likes to rain on mine. It likes to rain on everyone's. Goodbye. Get off my hover bike. Nope, wrong one. Put that back in your dinky spike lot. Thanks. Don't forget that replying in the DM, Mr. Coin. Sure. You now have 2 messages to send you. Yep, that is correct. Just gonna look at it real quick again so I know what I know what I need to respond to. Yep. I forgot to deal with that yesterday. I'll make a note to deal with that today. You're going to send the Top Gear video link? Wonderful. Now, looking at images is one thing. The stream can kind of get crunchy for a second and be okay. I'm probably not going to play a video on stream because the stream will get extra crunchy for that. I can't imagine it getting better when I start streaming the Kick too. And this is just like a random aside, because, you know, there's the whole Twitch Kick, like, discourse. For those that might be thinking, man, this guy has no morals. He's streaming on Kick. He's a gambler enabler. Have people actually looked into the whole thing? Or are they just assuming gambling money bad? Therefore, don't stream on Kick. Like, and you know, you don't have to support gambling. I don't. But the thing of the matter is the reason that Kick can afford to give the streamers or the content creators on there a higher cut of pay is because, you know, that, like, they get their money from gambling. Like, it's not good money, but it is money. Mr. Jason says, I don't agree with that thought process of theirs, Mr. Coin. You just want to kickstart your brand on another site. Too true. I'm not going to push gambling on anyone. And I know that was a joke, so here you go. Yeah, people on Kick somewhat understand that what we're trying to do is, jumpstart our brands on other places. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong place. Where I want to be is, like, here. That's what I was searching for. Also, Mr. Coin, how is it 54 already? Lots of things are jokes. Yes. Also, I've noticed that with the counter, the people that really like the joke counter are really trying hard to make everything, or not everything, but because there's an associated number, people now make jokes for the number because people want to see number go up, and maybe not just because joke funny. It's become a competition. And the prize is bragging rights. But it is, in fact, only Tuesday. That part is true. It is only Tuesday. Hello. Yes, please do that more. I love having random Evermeans just spring on top for no reason. Bye. I will take a thick stick. We sorely need more weapons. So I'm happy to take handles. Let us put on the right gear and come in here real quick. Mr. Jason says, your parents have said in the past that you're really trying. Like trying their patience. Trying their patience. I hear that. I've heard that a number of times as a spectral. It's usually not a very flattering statement to hear. Mr. Jason says, well, you're not a bick. Mr. Coin, you did just get rammed there. Too true. Too true. A sword once wielded by a hero in an ancient age, when it's grasped, a strange sense of nostalgia washes over you. Take it when going alone would otherwise be dangerous. I censored the word as the parents are watching. Insert tremolo, or altering the treble, the meme here. Something along those lines anyway. Okay, that's like... So each of these groves actually also has an item in it, which we could probably go and collect. Let's see, what else can we do here? That looks to be an ascend column, which makes sense. This is a lookout. What else can we go do? I guess over here, maybe? Let's edit this and get on the road, I guess. Yeah, I guess the rest of today's episode can be depths cleanup, because we've already got the light routes, and we might as well clean up what's here first before we just go do other stuff. And maybe we won't have to tour the depths at a later point to clean things up. I hope people don't find this particular direction that the content has turned to be too much of a problem. It's certainly better than watching me pick up 50 Koroks in a single sitting or something like that. Mr. Jason says you're really locating the root of the issue. Too true. Also, I don't have a game, I don't... Oh, wait, I should actually probably check. Yeah, I should check the house near Terrytown. I might be able to store that, I may be able to store the sword we just got. Oh, hello, you're moving really fast. Okay, quickly. Bye. Oh, I never did use the banana stick. It's fine. Let's grab this flux core. Actually, I guess we'll just grab this first. So we're going to go to the point on the map, and then I am going to do the thing that I said we should have done yesterday. I even made a point to do it yesterday. And that is to go turn in these crystallized charges. We're sitting on 1,500 of them for no reason. Like, absolutely zero reason. There's no battery to enhance anymore. It's just turn them in for parts. And I'm quite low on rockets. So we might as well do that. Mr. Jason says, you didn't need to destroy that fusion, Mr. Coin. You could have gone to stick it to the Yiga. Too true. They probably would have taken the banana right off my hands, too. Too true. I bet they would have gone absolutely, you know, head over peels to take it from me, as a matter of fact. Dang it.
Sure, Jan.
You know, head over peels. Nah, that's stupid. That's so stupid. See, this is what I mean when I say I am the purveyor of bad jokes. Mr. Jason says, I'm not sure, but it might have been an appealing option. There we go. And this is why we have the audience that we have. It balances out. I'm a bad jokester. My audience is great jokesters. Ah! This one should be pretty easy to take care of. I don't think so. Bye. Now, how dumb are they? I need to know, does that actually extend down here as well? Very dumb. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna go, like, find one to get in their face. Yep. They definitely would have heard that. I would have to attack them. Wait, are they coming back here? They look like it. Yep. They're very stupid. And they literally heard they literally watched me jump off the hover bike, take out one of their members, which they may have not been watching, dive into the water, while in the water, change into my new clothes, and then it's like, huh? Oh my god. These guys are so hopeless. Mr. Jason says, I mean, judging about what we know about their leader, there is no hope for them. Too true. Team Koga is blasting off again, is about all I've got to say to that. A fan boat. Ah, I see. That is indeed a very low-tech item. Perfect and fitting for the Yiga clan. I bet all they're doing is just fastening 3 pieces of wood together and putting a steering stick and 2 fans on it. They don't even have the mineral glue that we have in order to do that. Mr. Jason says, although to be fully honest, the Plate Masters are probably the smartest ones, especially Suga, although that one in the cave was the exception. See, I kind of think that one in the cave proves the rule, and Suga is the exception. But that's just me. Yeah, honestly, Suga could just be like a random mercenary, and it would be they would be fine. Maybe it would be worth replaying again. Or replaying? I haven't beaten it. Maybe it'd be worth playing Age of Calamity sometime. Just now is not probably a super great time in my life to try to do that. Although Age of Calamity is like an easy enough game to pick up and play. I spent most of the time as Zelda or Urbosa or Rivali and everything else, or Impa, any one of those. And the rest are kind of like whatever. I don't know if I would be collecting Koroks though. I don't know if I would be collecting Koroks if I ever did that. I really want to just emphasize I'm not sure I would be doing that if I were to play that game on stream. I think I would drive myself crazy if I had to hear another non-RPG related yahaha. Like, could not be me. All great opinions to go into the video essay. I mean, the one in the cave is the exception as the single stupid Blade Master. Suga is highly intelligent, and on many occasions he was in his mind. Like always, why is my boss this stupid? Sure, Suga, I would agree. I just don't know if I would necessarily say, you know, the Blade Masters are either of those necessarily. I think the point is that Suga is unique. But so is the Blade Master in the, where was it again? I'm terrible. The Yiga Blade Master Station. I'm quite sure most Blade Masters are not quite like either of those two. They're probably somewhere in the middle. They have an obsession about bananas, constantly want to avenge their master Koga, constantly participate in Koga's machinations, and, you know, kind of go from there. Mr. Jason says the only stupid decision that Suga made was to join the Yiga. Too clue. It should have been the Suga clan. That would have been perfect. And, you know, complete with, like, his own clan symbol and everything. All right, we want... Let's grab 10 rockets. What else? 10 rockets. Anything else that's kind of like low in our inventory? Maybe some sled covers? Some cannons. And 300, yeah, I'll take a stack of big batteries, sure. Okay, all that is done. Mr. Jason says, although Mr. Coin, you would absolutely have a long break between this game and a potential Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, as Mr. Jason would query you if you didn't get the Koroks in that game, considering that you found 1,000 in here. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get 171 Koroks. I would definitely feel compelled to 100% Age of Calamity, and I don't know, what's 175 more? Yes, honestly, at that point, I would kind of just... I feel like I would have to go out of my way to collect them, just because the 175 can't be worse than collecting 1,000 some total. Although, unlike the RPG where you can kind of take your time, in Hyrule Warriors... Age of Calamity, I'm pretty sure some things are timed. And if that, or have like sensitive, trigger conditions. And so getting the Korok during those is meant to be like a huge stress test. If I'm remembering how, Hyrule Warriors has done collectibles in the past like this. That's why you recommend a long break between. Oh, we're definitely going to be getting that long break if I do the whole challenge run thing. Mr. Jason says, indeed, Mr. Coin, you found all the Koroks in the missions. How long did that take you to do, out of curiosity, Mr. Jason, since there were 175? And I don't know if you did the missions first and then went and got them, or you did them within the same mission, like, you know, checking for repeats and everything. Mission repeats or whatever. This one should also be able to trade some rockets a while, especially in the later missions. Ah, I see. Okay, cool. These are in fact separate merchant inventories. Good, good, good. We probably don't need too much of anything. Maybe more steaks. We have plenty of big batteries. I'm not going to spend on those. I think I'm just going to focus on topping off our portable pots. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to take a little bit of a tour topping up off of forge constructs. That's kind of our next port of order. Just gonna do some supply runs while we're here, I guess. Mr. Jason says, not all 175 Korok seeds are in the main missions, though. You get some for completing side quests. Okay, okay, that makes a little more sense. So there's like a certain number of them that you have to find, and then a certain number... Hold on, I should back up so I know what we're talking about. When we say side mission, we're still talking about playable sections, right? We're not talking like the, oh, go in, talk to a quest guide or a quest giver, and come back with a certain number of materials or whatever, right? Like not the latter, but the former. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, you severely disliked the Great Plateau mission? Finding the Koroks and not failing the mission made me want to utter words that you would not utter here. They can't be any worse than bitches. Probably. Maybe the MFer word or something similar. Or possibly terms of service breaking words. Yeah, not as long as we're not doing that. It couldn't be worse than bitches. Mr. Jason says not actually side quests. Okay, so yeah, playable sections. Got it. And specifically while we're here, I'm sorry. My brain is breaking. We are specifically getting large charges. Why specifically large charges? Because the large charges are what we use to keep going for extended periods of time. We haven't been using them as much now that I've been remembering to switch to the Zonai armor. But even so, even with that set, you still do eventually run out of battery. And so having large charges would be nice to deal with that. Mr. Jason says, you never finished the Koroks in that game? You found my first Korok in Age of Imprisonment and you've left the game since? Seriously? Slide over there, we wait. Yeah, it's just at some point for the Nintendo devs that I'm referring to that were in that interview that I keep referring to, the joke isn't funny anymore. If you're listening, which I bet you're not, It is not a joke anymore. You can stop putting the Koroks in the video game now. They're cool characters. They're cute little sprites. They're good in plushies. Please, 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 I'm begging. Stop putting them in as a collectible for the love of Hylia and the 3 goddesses above. I think the community would be head over heels and quite literally sing and dance in taverns if they were to hear that you weren't doing that anymore. And by you, again, I mean those 3 devs in particular who came up with the joke in the first place. It stops being funny. Mr. Jason says, "Yeah," is kind of a trigger word to you now. I imagine it's getting to be one for me. It's like I just suffer conniptions. It's like, why? Who implanted the idea that the scat joke itself isn't a problem? The scat joke is itself not a problem. It's how long and protracted it is. It's how long and protracted it is. And for the essential nothing burger that you get at the end. That's like the worst part. You just get a big giant participation trophy as a waste of your time. It just, I could go on and on about these things. Mr. Jason says, speaking about taverns and pubs, Mr. Coin, your friend did a survey recently? Oh, it takes people 5 to 10 minutes to walk to their local pub, but on the way back it takes twice as long, if not more. The difference is staggering. Recycle jokes truly are a time saver. Reuse, reduce, recycle. Easy. Every time. I should have a sound clip for that, actually, when I can recognize a part of a reuse joke. I could literally just, I got some editing chops. I'm working up some editing chops. Mr. Jason says, I'm being green, Mr. Coin. Hashtag recycle jokes. Too true. All 100% completely and locally sourced organic jokes. Along with discount, thrift store, and pawn shop jokes too. All of them. We have, what, 28, I think? 32. We're gonna get 10 more. And then we're going to... We don't have to worry about large charges for a while. And we'll go back to cleaning stuff up in the depths. But making runs like these, that I'm showing off now, where I'm going and I'm just talking to shop vendors, sleeping 2 days, coming back and doing it over and over again, is quite literally the loop I sometimes made. I made that loop to get, I made this loop to get the amount of ammunition I have now. Which I need to do again, because I'm getting below 400. I like to have plenty of ammunition on hand. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, you know how you're fighting a gloom spawn? It eventually recovers parts that you've destroyed if you're not quick. Yeah, I guess that those creatures have access to a second-hand shop. Too true. Also, I should definitely have counted the recycled jokes bit, because that was sarcasm and a joke. Alright, I talked to you, right? Welcome. Right. and you manage schema stones. Right. I wish there were a way to check schema stones. I know that you can kind of just look at the blueprints and you can cross-reference what you do and don't have, but it still sort of feels like, it would be nice if there was just this grand, like, vendor you could check to see if you have everything. Maybe that's like a post-game thing. I'm not 100% sure. But, hello, abandoned Terry mine. Yep. That we're gonna have to actually climb for. Welcome on in, Mr. Fent. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Mr. Fent says computer is broken. Sad face. A bunch of times. Yeah. I'm sorry that your computer is broken. I take it you must be watching this on mobile then? You've come in at a good time, otherwise. We are in the midst of doing some cleanup in the depths. We finished in the Highlands kind of early, and while there's probably still more to find in the Gerudo Highlands depths, I am taking the time to just kind of do some other stuff that I've sorely needed to do in the meantime. It's rare that I do this. $400 just gone. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's not a half bad price for a computer. And I know computers aren't cheap to replace. I have faith that you'll be able to get a new one at some point. And in the meantime, there's always mobile, right? Hold on, I need to be heading north. I am heading south. Gotta fix that. A truck broke it. Did your computer get run over? Was it a laptop? Is that what you were using, Fent? A laptop? Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Yeah, those still aren't cheap or anything, but I mean, hey, at least it was a laptop and not something else. Or it wasn't like a life or person or an animal or something else. Items are replaceable with time. People and animals, or just life in general, not so much. You really can't replace that. It's right through here. Let's see, I think we can like run through here kind of like this. Yep, just kind of dart in and out through these small areas. And no gloom suit required. Easy. Every time. It would be nice if there were a teleport right here. I guess I could place one, but why the heck would I do that? I usually don't come here other than like on a flying machine itself. Think this is the last set of 5 charges? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Let's find the thing I wanted to clean up earlier, which I believe was... Let's see, where was it again? Ah, yes. Over here, it's a Coliseum. If I don't get the chance to say this, you know, for some crazy reason, you know, Merry Christmas, Merry early Christmas to everyone. I hope that your Christmas goes smoothly. Like, I intend to stream tomorrow. It's just one of those, you know, I'm covering my arse is what I'm doing. Covering my butt. Merry Christmas. Hopefully you get some presents that you actually want. And the people that you're giving presents to are overjoyed to find them. I hope that family time is something that is truly enjoyed by everyone. And if nothing else, I hope at least that nothing terrible happens during the Christmas holiday as well. All of those things, truly. Mr. Fence says you have a new laptop. Nice, nice. Oh, so you were referring to an old laptop, yeah? Would that be correct, Mr. Fent? You were referring to an old laptop? Oh, also, I'm headed in the exact wrong direction, and we should fix that. Why are there mighty bananas here? Why is there a string of them? No, I do not believe we will be doing this. Wait, I wanted this for use as boss fodder, not now. I farmed plenty of puff shrooms for you, idiots. Bop. Fent says old laptop is just 1 year old. New laptop is 4 days. Oh, that is a short expectancy for a laptop. Yeah, I'm really sorry that got ran over. That's not great. Here's to hoping the new laptop is Here's hoping the new laptop's a bit lasts longer.
That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. I really appreciate everyone's time that they've spent here. It means the world to me. It would also mean the world if you could electrify my algorithm by following my Twitch channel, subscribing to my YouTube channel, liking the video and or streams on YouTube, and even leaving a comment. Doing all of those things ensures that when I zap your feeds with a live or a long-form content notification, you don't have to worry about missing any quality content.
Very well. Thank you guys for sitting through that. That was the advertisement that I have automated. I hope everyone thinks it is nice and smooth. If you hadn't already said anything already about it, in the past week, I would really like some feedback on it. I'm always trying to tweak it, whether that be on the OBS side where I'm uploading the thing for you to see, or during the actual content of the video itself. We do take commercial breaks here at the top of the hour. And at the top of the hour, there'll be a timer above my head. It'll last for 3 minutes. When that timer reaches 0, I will have returned to my desk, and we can get right back to the gaming, which is what people care about. I do highly encourage you all to take a break along with me, grabbing a snack, a drink, stretching, whatever have you, and I promise that the commercial break will be over sooner rather than later and before you even know it. It's always better when you can find something else to do instead of twiddle your thumbs during a commercial. Fence says new laptop is just like poop. Me be it's not a particularly good one. Is that what we're grasping at there, Mr. Fent? Can't watch videos well on it or anything of the sort. Mr. Jason actually has not said anything since the secondhand shop comment, which is just fine. Fence's new laptop is slow. Ah, yes. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, that's probably... I take it you don't have a lot of programs or stuff on it. Programs and stuff and files that take up space. Some part of that is most definitely dependent on what kind of graphics card that your laptop has, as well as, you know, what kind of working memory, like how much internal space your computer has for files. And another part of that is internet. Like definitely internet speed. Old laptop is like a turbo. Ah, so you definitely got a downgrade there, is I guess what you're pointing out. That kind of stinks. But at least you have a laptop, right? Which is the really important thing. You at least have something. And you're not relegated to mobile, or you're not going without. You kind of need a laptop in today's age. It's important for schoolwork, it's important for emails, it's important for being able to communicate with your parents or your friends, or anyone over long distance, really. Even though people are trying to escape from the internet using the real world, the internet is still an important commodity for the purposes of communication. For how much longer it remains this way, I do not know. Kind of depends on how well we you know, treat each other and treat the internet. Mr. Fence says you wait 1 hour just for your school account. Ah. On the laptop, right? Why do I get the feeling this is like a Yiga trap? We'll spring this trap when we come back from our commercial break. Thank you very much. Sorry about that, guys. Nature called and I had to answer. Hopefully you guys haven't been waiting too terribly long since the commercial break ended. Let me catch back up on chat and we can continue. Welcome on in again, Gordo Goku. Good to see you again. Hopefully you're doing well in body and mind, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you again for submitting that video clip showing that Lionel Crusher enemies can in fact be parried. Difficult to do, but that particular clip, for those that are interested, is available in the gaming table. I don't remember all the names of my channels. One second. But it's like the gaming version of the general chat, more or less. Yes, the gaming table has that clip in it, if you guys want to see it for yourselves. Oh, what's this little emote here? Is that like a loading symbol or a moon? I can't quite tell what that is. I've seen it a few times. And let's see. Mr. Fent on YouTube says, yes, hello chat, 110 to Mr. Coin. You give Mr. Coin a 10. I appreciate that, Mr. Fent. Thank you. Then I could see that there was some confusion about the commercial break. And then Mr. Fent asked, Mr. Coin, do you know the 6-7 meme? I do. I am, in fact, aware of the 6-7 meme, yes. Why ask, Fent? I've also been trying to, look to see if I can find the meaning of the meme. The most I can tell it's that it's a, it's based on some rap song or hip hop song reference, and then it kind of became viral, and then it became a meaningless, do nothing meme that doesn't mean anything. It's just there to make people laugh. It's really silly. Alan says, have any bitches rammed me? Nope. Although Mr. Jason would say that that I had a log do it. Definitely not. Nor have I rammed any myself. But good to see you, Alan. Hopefully you're doing well. If doing well in both body and mind, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Mr. Fent, please do not spam 6-7. In fact, don't do anything more than ask about it. I do not like that. And the rest of the audience between both YouTube and Twitch will also not like if you do that. So don't do that, please. Gordo Goku says, LOL, I don't know, just a moose. Just wanted to comment. You've been here for a while. That's fair. That's totally fair. Gordo Goku is the same as our what's up. It doesn't mean anything. See, exactly. I know it's not supposed to mean anything. Which is fine. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a millennial. I'm just a millennial who has fallen off of the meme train. More than anything. Where's the treasure chest? Oh, I'm willing to bet this is definitely a trap set up by the Yiga clan. Let's see, is there a chest maybe up top on the second level? We're gonna find out. Alan says, what if you look something up for me? And the answer is 6-7 or 67. See, I'll even slip and say it unironically. Would that be acceptable? Well, if the answer is 67, absolutely. Thank you for the heart emote, Mr. Fent. Much appreciated. Let's get to fighting some enemies, because I know we very desperately want to see some explosions. We've got you now. You must be Link. You're as foolish as you are greedy. Who would have left precious bananas just lying around? You've walked right into our trap. Oh, right, introductions. Listen and tremble in horror. Watch and quake with fear. For we are the unstoppable force, sworn to eliminate you and Princess Zelda too, led by the indomitable Master Koga. We are the Yiga clan. And now, you're about to pay the price for your foolishness. Let me introduce you to our debt collector. Born of the depths, molded by the depths, shaped by it. Lurking in the darkness of the forest Colosseum. Behold, the Black Hinox. Your life is ours. I see. First, we're gonna get equipped. Gonna go from there. Yeah, I'm just not, I guess I'm not hip on memes. What can I say? I find 6-7's silly, but that's kind of supposed to be the point. Is it silly? Oh, I have read that people are trying to tie the 6-7 meme to the summoning of specific demons from the Ars Goetia. That is it is part of the book, a series of books called The Lesser Key of Solomon. And it references the 72 different infernal dukes or lords of hell. For those that are like Diabolists or are kind of aware of those specific demons. It's nonsense. I don't buy that. But that's what I've heard people saying is that some people are trying to draw a connection between specifically numbered labeled demons and that meme. Gordu Goku says, LOL, really? Probably the same people who said Pokemon was from the devil. You're right. I probably wouldn't be surprised if it were the exact same people. There's all kinds of discourse about it on Reddit and other wide places on the internet. So I'm not gonna... Yep. Wait for you to do this. Dang it. Gotcha. Perfect. Well, that's one. I bet these guys are going to come back and unveil some others. Yeah, Pokemon is not from the devil. D&D is not devil worship, although a devil king is listed in there. You know, D&D is not trying to, oh no, come on, video game, don't do this. I guess it was in Breath of the Wild, so I can't be surprised that this actually is a thing in Tears of the Kingdom as well. But, like, I now have a permanent visage of a Korok stuck in my inventory. I hate that already. Yes, most medium is not actually worship of the devil. In fact, most people claiming that Pokemon was from the devil didn't even properly read their scripture. I'll just be honest. As someone who does not often profess that he is a Christian, I am a Christian. I have read the scripture. And I can promise you half the things that most American churches talk about are not, or maybe even churches across the globe talk about, are not really written right in their teachings as opposed to the Bible. They're not referencing it right. I highly encourage anyone who's curious as to why there is such a discrepancy between what the Holy Book asks one to do versus what the church might ask you to do. Go read the scripture for yourself, if you feel so inclined. I promise things will all make sense then. Mr. Jason says, the only thing that I know about those two numbers, Mr. Coin, is that 6 is actually afraid of 7, because 7, 8, 9, oh my god. Funny. Alan says that one's actually very useful. The Korok mask, right? You're talking about that one? No, I don't doubt that it's not useful. What I'll say is that, you know, I now get conniptions seeing Koroks sometimes, not all the time, but it's just they're very tiresome little creatures. Why was 10 scared? Because it was right in the middle of 9/11. Dark humor. So funny. I'm not super upset about that. Enough time has passed, at least for me. Korok masks, a mask inspired by those fun-loving Koroks. Yeah, fun, in capital letters with exclamation marks and quotes around it. Sure, it shakes when one is nearby. It's a rather rare find. I want to find a rare dumpster and then throw this rare mask in there. There is no way that... No, they literally just took over this entire Coliseum. Okay. Cool, I guess. Are we gonna be allowed to leave? Or are the Yiga clan going to do anything? Gordo Goku says you don't know. Another reason you don't know if you want 100%, it just sounds like work and it's not fun. If you're allowed to go at your own pace, it might not be so bad. Although, the Koroks are like a whole different cup of tea. I really think that... How do I word this? I want to be sure that I word it right. Oh, it was literally back here, and I'm pretty sure this definitely winked out of existence. Okay. The thing about 100% is just... You gotta do it because you take pride and enjoyment in completing the game. Especially because Tears of the Kingdom is very bloated. It's a very bloated game. It's a fun game. I like it more than Breath of the Wild, but it does wear out its welcome in some spots. It's kind of like the closest thing I could think of to this, for just in terms of like other games. It's a little game called Dark Cloud 2. It's an old game. And like, I want to say it's the mid-2010s or like the early 2010s. I could be misremembering, but it's kind of an old PS2 game. And unlike Dark Cloud 1, which was bare bones and kind of just, oh, you do the things, and that's really all there is to it. Dark Cloud 2 had Spida, which is like a fancy form of golf. And it had a bunch of other side stuff. A lot of side stuff. Too much side stuff. Dark Cloud 1 kind of left you wanting more game, but being well-worn and exhausted and frustrated with the experience throughout every step. Here, or I should say with Dark Cloud 2, I'm just gonna ascend through this. With Dark Cloud 2, you were ready for the game to end. Yeah, you were definitely ready for the game to end. You were glad when it did, and you got super ultra tired of doing the side stuff. Okay, we can actually do something like this. And I probably should have just done it to begin with. Let's see. Gordo Goku says you're at 66 and you know it's the seeds. Yeah, it's like the... No matter what analogy I could say, it's just the... You gotta want the 100% for your own personal reasons. Because Tears of the Kingdom is just such a bloated game. There is a lot to do. Too much to do. It lures you in with the quality of life features and, you know, the sweet story. Because the story is pretty good. The characters can kind of bring it down a little bit sometimes, but it's really not bad. Really? Okay, got him. Yeah, the story of Tears of the Kingdom is phenomenal. Just that it goes into the net experience. It goes into the considerations for why you might want 100%. Like the story and the basic features of the game have to be enough to keep you going throughout, having a lot of your time taken from you, etc., etc. And this game will take up a ton of your time. You got to find ways to keep it fun for yourself. I guess just kind of like truncating the whole thing. I enjoy 100%. I enjoy doing that sort of thing. I like being able to say I've completely beaten a game, and if I don't find it fun, then I can put it down, right? I've done the 100% once. I don't touch it again. The instant scaffold. Cool. Glad we found that blueprint. Is there anything else I want to grab? I'm sure there's more to discover. We could probably start maybe here. I'm not too sure yet. Oh, I guess we could maybe go here. Like, today is going to be cleanup because tomorrow is going to be story. We kind of got done with the Highlands a bit early. There's not that much depths to find. Yeah, there's actually probably a mine. I could fly over and check for that, but for the most part, it is just kind of cleanup today. Let me catch back up on chat, and then we can keep things moving. Let's see. Alan says, that's their new name now, the Yahaha bitches. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, some jokes are dirty, but classic these days is what I'll say in regard to the dirty joke uttered earlier, or alluded to. Alan says you think the favorite part of the game is the combat. I could easily see why. I mean, I could list off a whole host of reasons. I'm curious as to what you specifically find cool about the combat. Is it the explosions? Is it the surprising amount of depth for how shallow the system is? Or something else entirely unrelated? Gordo Goku says that's true, but you don't know if you want to ruin the gameplay for you if you have to work. Fair. You love killing Lionels for sure still. Oh yeah, fighting Lionels, fighting the field bosses are a fun time. I often say this, and I know I'm gonna get laughed at because I've said it before and people have laughed. I liken the Wild era games to like Dark Souls 1 or like the Dark Souls. They're the Dark Souls among Zelda titles. The only other one that I would say is kind of close to that is Zelda 2, but we don't often talk about Zelda 2. Most people in the community, it's kind of like an underrated gem, that sort of thing. But the game is hard. This game is a lot harder compared to what Zelda veterans might be used to, where it's like, oh, you collect the MacGuffin, you go find the temple, you do the puzzle, and so on. And maybe like the boss fights are tedious, but not otherwise not that difficult. Here, it's a lot more involved. Yeah, there are things you could do to like get things done in 3 seconds. But you do have to do a lot more. You cannot just collect the MacGuffin and move on. And your level of enjoyment might be directly tied to how much of the game you're doing. Let's see. Mr. Jason says a friend of yours used to run a company making origami art, but it experienced some difficulties. It ended up folding. Too true. Alan says you like the explosions, yeah, and all the fuse combos. Yes, the fuse system. I could definitely see why that attracts you to the game. Then, I could definitely see that. Yeah, the fuse combos are at least an exciting addition, and it's not just find a cool weapon and swing it. It's really not. Mr. Jason says we wouldn't laugh at you, but we might sure jan you though. Probably. I just think the Wild Era games are the hardest Zelda games mechanically speaking. Like in terms of how much of a kit or like how much of a kit that you have. There's more you do. Zelda 2 is hard for entirely different reasons, and I'm about to get to that in like a couple of seconds. Gordy Goku says I like Zelda 2. I think it's just misunderstood. I could see why you might say that. Alan says, isn't Zelda 2 stupid hard? The combat is unforgiving. It's, how do I describe it? I don't know if people have played Zelda 2 before, but I've not beaten it, but I've played it. And I have not made it to the very titular, very difficult section of it. The combat itself is... There's a level of finickiness to it. You get spells, you have techniques, and you have spells. You get both. You also have a magic, magic system. That's hence the spells. It costs a certain amount of magic to cast. Learning that down and learning that system down to a science with how hard it is to jump and attack is crazy. But once you do learn it, it can kind of be like breathing. The infamous section of navigating the map, I think Gordo Goku's alluding to it just okay. They're talking about repeat playthroughs here, but it's the overworld navigation that turns this from a hard, action platformer type game to a hellscape. There is one region in particular called Death Mountain. It's a maze. It's a really old game. People can easily find information on it. That Death Mountain, if the game's hard combat did not break you, Death Mountain is what will break a lot more people. I did not make it to Death Mountain, but I already know I already know from the video essays done over the years about Zelda 2 that I don't like Death Mountain. For people that are curious, go look up a map of Death Mountain in Zelda 2. I promise you'll either go, challenge accepted, or go, no, that's annoying. One of those two things. But Zelda 2 can be misunderstood, and it's kind of like, how do I word this? Well, it's like I say sometimes. Everyone has a circle of hell that they enjoy. Zelda 2 can be a good game if you like punishment. That could be a certain level of enjoyment if you're a masochist and you enjoy a bit of personal suffering along with your journey. Ironic, coming from the Soulsborne player, right? Those games are like a lesson in masochism, but I can handle Soulsborne games. Handling aggravating action platformers is a completely different cup of tea for me. That's about what I think of Zelda 2. And I can see why people do and don't like it. Aelin says, Coin, if Mr. Jason makes another stupid joke, can you give him a timeout or something equivalent? Well, what I'll probably say is maybe we could slow down on the jokes today, Mr. Jason. We did effectively double the joke and pun counter from yesterday. It was like at 30 before. I think we could slow down slightly. We need to find a frequency that's going to be okay for everyone. And thank you for contributing to the community point challenge as well, Alan. Much appreciated. Gordu Goku says once you win the game 1 or 2 times, it gets so much easier. Yep. I definitely agree with that. I would say the same thing about Dark Souls or Elden Ring. You play it a couple of times, and the combat gets a bit more acceptable. Alan says, Jason, or Mr. Jason, you have a lot of them. We need 1,000 more. I don't think I want over 999 of these quite yet, unless that's in reference to something different. Gordu Goku says the hammer is hard if you don't know the way, so I understand your woe. Yeah, that's just... The hammer is like whatever. It's more about the action platforming combat. I just have a harder time with platformers personally. Alan says, did you ever notice that Groos's theme in Skyward Sword is the same as the Goron theme in the Wild games? Okay. I think we're back. We had a little bit of a slight disconnection there. So sorry. Gordu Goku says, if you like punishment, I mean, some people play games. Masochism is a thing for a reason. Everyone has a circle of hell they enjoy. Promise. And Zelda 2 might be your circle of hell, as a matter of fact, Gordo Goku. There's no shame in that. Just that's kind of how I've chosen to frame my perspective on things. And being a Soulsborne player does instill a lot of patience in me for aggravating things. So I can see why you might say that about Zelda 2. Gordo Goku goes on to say, first Zelda, though, that's what you can't understand at all. Oh, you mean you don't like bombing random squares, farming rupees, and listening to the same overworld theme over and over and over again? Fair. Zelda 1 is an experience that I've not beaten Zelda 1, but I have played it. I played a GBA port of it, as a matter of fact. And I promise it plays better on the GBA port, 100%. My personal opinion, maybe a hot take. I think it plays better on GBA. The combat is whatever. It's the overworld navigation that is frustrating, but I'm willing to give Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 somewhat a pass for the overworld navigation. I try to give them a pass. They're old games. You know, this was back when Legend of Zelda was in its nascency, and you know, the game and gaming perhaps as a whole was kind of also somewhat still in its nascency. It was early. There were a lot of principles being worked on. Mr. Jason says, I'll compromise. If we reach around 100, you'll slow it down permanently. You're passionate to get to 100. I see. Interesting. Mr. Jason says, on an honest note, Mr. Coin, when we reach 100, I think we can remove the JMP counter. You're seeing the issue. Okay. I feel I need to put my foot down here a little bit. The whole point of the jokes and puns counter, the whole point of it was for people to have fun coming up with the jokes. To be comedians. And, you know, people were like, hey, I want to see, you know, the transformation during the weeks. People wanted that. At least a couple of people wanted that. I don't mind the jokes and puns. I don't. When they're done responsibly. I think if this continues, and this keeps up, what number one is going to drive people out of here? Don't want that. Number two, and I know we've spent 15 minutes staring at a screen. This is the thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to keep moving. Do you remember what I said when I said that my worry is that people have turned this into a competition? Instead of the jokes and puns counter being something nice to look at as like, hey, here's a hallmark of our journey. People went bonkers with it and treated it as a competition. That's happening now. That is happening. Not sure I like it. I'm going to use my time at the event tonight to think about what the future of the JMP counter is going to be. I may put a limit on the number of jokes and puns people can do, or may find something else to do. Just throwing that out there. Alan says no, please no. You see, I think we can slow down for today. I'm being really gentle about it, but persistent. Alan says they're like drugs. Do them in moderation. Agreed. That's a good way to find it. I think I'm going to have to come up with a suitable point of order, and we're going to figure out where to go from there. Gorda Goku says you like the paraglider? Thank you. I like it too. When I saw they had the Gleeok design, I had to have it. I'm a huge fan of Gleeoks. I like Lionel's more, but the Gleeoks are a nice, fun enemy to fight. What's up, Mr. Jason? Okay, please tell me that we have... I think we have what we need. You respect me a lot, and you understand, but you feel like you're being told off now. My apologies, Mr. Jason. I'm not trying to tell you off. I'm trying to make it clear that as a streamer, I have a job to do. And it feels like people are getting kind of touchy about the jokes and puns. And we need to come to some kind of mutual understanding about how these things are going to work. What I don't want is for people to bicker about it. One party or another. That's all I'm trying to establish. I apologize if I'm making you feel uncomfortable. I'm simply doing my job as the owner of the channel. And I'm trying to keep everyone calm more than anything. Okay, I went over here and I thought there was something we hadn't done yet. Apparently we have already taken care of it. Let's move on. Speaking of, I would like to drop the jokes and puns subject now, if that's all right. If I need to resolve things privately through DM, I will do that. Gorda Goku says yours is Majora's Mask. Not so much because you like the mask. It's more colorful. Fair. I could see why you might like colorful patterns. Let me take another look at it. Mr. Jason says no need to resolve things through DMs. You get what you mean? I appreciate that. Like I said, let's try to have water under the bridge. I kind of lost my train of thought. Hang on. Ah, yes. Is there something more specific than just the colors, or is it simply like the amount of colors, Gordu Goku? Yes, Yiga clan member, I know you're down there. Ah. Alan says, in that case, yeah, probably Majora's Mask. It has a really good design and a very good use. Yeah, I did blah, 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 blah. Let's, actually, let's do a test, because I'm curious as to whether it fools Lionels. I don't think it does. I don't think it fools Lionels. I think you need the Lionel mask for that. But let's do a test. Let's see if I'm right. Gordu Goku says, honestly, it's the color, and the eyeballs. The, a Choo-Choo has, or... Not sure how the Choo-Choo is fitting into the sentence there. But the mask glows. Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, so it's very pretty and very colorful. I can see why you like it. I guess maybe not for quite the same reasons. We're talking about favorite armor pieces. In fact, that's probably a great question to ask. What is your favorite armor piece, if you haven't answered already? In Tears of the Kingdom. You could also use Breath of the Wild here as well if there's an armor piece in there that you prefer. Mr. Jason says it does, like, for a second. Actually, it's nighttime. We can check that out here. Yeah, you're right. It does have a distinct glow to it. That's kind of cool. I kind of forgot that the mask glowed, honestly. Gordu Goku says, are you asking the mask or the paraglider? I'm asking armor, but you can include anything in that. What mask, paraglider design, or armor. Mr. Jason says you're not usually like this, Mr. Coin, but you feel like you've ruined everything that you've built up with me? No. No. You haven't ruined anything. This reaction's getting maybe a tad bit closer to that, but tell you what, Mr. Jason, why don't we drop this for now, and you and I can talk about it in DMs. How does that sound? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at anyone. All I was trying to do there was resolve a dispute. And, you know, keep people calm. The quickest way that chaos develops on stream is if people start, name calling, arguing, or getting upset. That's all I was trying to do. Gordu Goku says, favorite armor is the Barbarian set for sure. Yeah, my favorite armor is the Sheikah set, but I think in my case, I happen to like the Sheikah set because it lets me grind in peace. But I also kind of like sneaking around. In terms of, like, aesthetics, I actually kind of really like this Mystic armor set a lot. It has like a really nice design, and the Zora armor is also has a really nice design on it. Alan says your favorite set would obviously be the Tingle set. Yeah, I could see that. It's that's really that's really funny. That's great memeing armor. I've seen a lot of Zelda tubers use that. That's a really good one. I should probably say, and this is just bookkeeping, because of the event that I'm going to tonight, I do need to be off by strictly 5 o'clock. Like, I can't extend the stream any. Otherwise, I would. At least for like an extra solid 10-15 minutes, just kind of have a nice talking session. Because I feel like we kind of need that. But alas. Mr. Jason's... Oh, hold on. There are certain things I need to not be reading. You're perfectly fine now, Mr. Coin. You're over the shock? Okay, I believe you. Oh, what? Gordo Goku says, wow, it's already 5. Where's my day gone? That's me when I stream every day. I'm like, even though I'm aware of the time, I don't always process that it's late. Yeah, the day has flown by, and I'd like to think... I like to think that, I like to think that we have fun around here for the most part. I'm kind of just watching to see how this conversation is unfolding. Also, I'm trying to, like... Wow, ADD brain is definitely kicking in today. It was kicking in earlier, though, in all honesty. Nice. I love breaking my stuff. I had a bow game, a bow equipped game. I'm not sure why you weren't letting me shoot there. But yeah, I do hope everyone enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary today. I hope that we're I hope that we're able to come to an understanding about the JMP counter moving forward. Again, the understanding is not finalized. I need to think really hard about what the counter is supposed to mean before I post anything. But I will put out an update about the counter. Because I don't want stuff like this. I don't want stuff like what happened today to happen again. Hold on, I need to go back and read this. You pulled a Jason and did a lol. Mm-hmm. That's one of his signatures. If there's anything I think Mr. Jason is really good at, it is making people laugh. I enjoy his jokes. I find them funny. He keeps the stream, you know, lighthearted and funny. Something that I was never good at. Something that I was never, ever good at. In case it's not apparent, I can talk to people just fine. It's the... How do I word this? It is the... I'm more of the diplomatic sort than I am the charismatic sort. I'm not very good at disarming people with laughter. My dad can do that. Anyone else have, you know, a charismatic individual in their family, or they themselves are good at making people laugh? I know that's a skill I wish I could have. The only time I make people laugh is by doing stupid. By doing something really stupid. Non-harmful, but stupid, so people laugh about it. Or like a genuine reaction that someone says is funny. I'm wanting to find this mask is what's going on. Okay, I need to read this. With all due respect, no need for DM. Understand, respect the point. I sort of dropped the DM thing you're trying to make entirely. You prefer to keep anything even remotely negative out of DMs anyway. Okay. So water under the bridge. Your reaction was still to the standards you've set for yourself, but that was just a genuine shock to the system. I believe you. Okay. Then let's do a favor. Let's do ourselves a nice giant favor and not talk about it. Deal? Because the more we harp on it, the more people are going to want to circle the drain and continue the conversation, which could make things awkward. I don't want that. Nobody does. Deal. I hope that is a deal that is acceptable for everyone else as well. I do not want further discussion about what happened today. At least as far as the jokes and puns counter is concerned. And Gordo Goku says for armor, you love the blue shirt. The blue shirt. Oh, the Tunic of Memories. That's what you're thinking of. It was the Champion's Tunic in Breath of the Wild, and here it became the Tunic of Memories, and the leather-clad version is the Champion's Leathers. Aelin says you're not diplomatic nor charismatic at all. I don't know. Aelin, I personally think there's a certain amount of diplomacy that comes from... How do I word this? It's called shotgun diplomacy, right? There's a certain amount of... Oh, I see the recognition is slower. That makes sense. Alan says, and let's not talk about me finishing a stream. You're really good at saying things, I see. Ram the whatever the fucks and whatever. Very well, Alan. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I really appreciate your company. As always, I hope to see you again sooner rather than later, good sir. Do rest well, my lovely senator. If I don't see you for whatever reason, do stay safe and take care of yourself out there. I did cuss. I just kind of unwittingly read, or subconsciously read the sentence. I didn't think to regulate that. Whoopsie. Gordo Goku says, the one you find in the castle, you farmed the castle every blood moon. Oh, I totally missed your statement there. I'm sorry, Gordo Goku. You've asked, have I taken a trip to the castle yet? Yes, I have in fact already taken a trip to the castle. So sorry. You did as early as possible to farm the weapons. I think I did it relatively soon in Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know if I did it immediately, but I did do it like soon-ish. Yeah, in fact, I came here to get like a couple of quests done, and then we started but did not finish the what am I looking for? I noticed something weird with the Sanctum Hall, and it kind of left that for later. Yeah, I came here relatively early on. I think it might have been within 20 episodes, probably. My memory is a bit murky, however. Mr. Jason says, I feel like Aelin could be very diplomatic, Mr. Coin. Aelin, : I would highly suggest that you agree with me, or you will be rammed like the bitches that you are. I feel like that would be agreeable to most people. Also, I have zero business wearing this now. We're going to let him see us, and we're going to fight as our capstone event for this evening. And hopefully it shouldn't take me too long to do. Well, Mr. Jason, I guess what I mean is that being direct is kind of a form of diplomacy, in the sense that people, let's kill you quick. I'm sorry, did I just literally stab underneath his belly? Gotcha. It's the directness of people's statements can at least tell you what they want. Like, it's very clear. It's good for making deals more than anything else. Gotcha. You're not doing a spin attack today. I fight these things for breakfast. Bye. Did not take long at all to do. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I think in the interest of making sure that I'm not late to my event and I have time to finish preparing and everything, I am going to call it quits today. Tomorrow we have the plot. So much plot. We get to go to the Gerudo Canyon and figure crap out. That's going to be that was a fun time in Breath of the Wild. It'll be a fun time in Tears of the Kingdom. I am going to read all of our last comments. I have just enough time to do that. And then we can truly call it a day there. Gordu Goku says, gosh, I love seeing how dramatic they are. Oh yeah, the Lionel's just swinging wildly. Fan-freaking-tastic. I love how ferocious they are. Mr. Jason says Lionels are incredibly formidable. You have a Lionel weapon of 142 and it still takes what feels like 50 plus hits. Yeah, I'll say. Gordu Goku says sound good. Sounds good. I appreciate your time. Mr. Jason says, bye, Mr. Coin, and thank you for the stream and the mutual respect. You're welcome, Mr. Jason. Thank you for the mutual respect as well. Thank you to everyone who's stuck by and attended the stream today. Much appreciated. My name is Coin. This has been another episode of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We would be picking up on this tomorrow. And you guys know what we will be doing tomorrow. Do rest well and be well, my lovely senators. Do take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. You're welcome amidst any of my hallowed halls anytime. You know the algorithmic things to do. Please also make sure to check the link tree if you hadn't already. There you'll find my Discord, social media, and so on. I'll see you guys next time. And with that, goodbye.